Hello, hello, how are you doing today? Hello, Nobu, how are we doing? Today, finally get to play the Reverse 1999 update, which I'm so excited for, because we get to talk about a couple of characters and see a couple of characters that we haven't seen in a little while. And also, I pulled for one of the characters that we'll be focusing on for this update. No, I actually, it's so funny is because technically the other character that works really well with him, Cardi, I actually didn't own, and because I pulled him, he actually didn't have another character that worked well with him. I had a little free time as a constable, but the busy days gave me purpose. Actually ended up pulling that character that works well with him, I will find myself at a loss for what to do. Really like her. I feel I need to walk. Like, please excuse me. I have no mistress. Like, not to say that like I don't like her in any way, like she did something offensive, but she's definitely not one of my favorite characters. But I pulled her so that he can work. But yeah, so I pulled character for this update. Wants to leave. I know he's like, I'm gonna go for a walk. I don't want to be here. But yeah. So this is the update, which we get to talk about Laplace characters, or we get to kind of check in on them. And Enigma gets to be center stage for it, which I pulled for him. I got him in like 50 pulls, which I'm excited. He knows how you cause war by touching things. I don't do it all the time. I don't do it on purpose. Wants to leave before it starts again. True. True. I also have to play the story, but also get the currency for the rewards, because because the card that I need is actually in the shop for it. So I'm like, I need to play through this and get currency so I can buy things in the shop, because I need card, because I need it for you, man. So yeah. So I'm excited. Oh, I have to read! Wow, I haven't read in so long. A silent afternoon, Enigma sits at his desk trying to picture a field of grass. But something else always pushes its way in. Something bitter, something that tastes of rust. After several failed attempts, he pulls open the drawer. Kessel. No, I'm not gonna read this because it's going on its own. And no.
Hoffmann. Diejenigen, die nicht vom Sturm geholt werden.
Nope, put it down.
Wohin gehen sie, wenn sie sterben? Ich möchte es selbst überprüfen. Why does this man do this? Persona. This is not Persona! Jesus!
Never afraid of sacrifice, she followed her own path.
Also, I like how the first section of this update is called the Uncanny Green, which is really funny because it reminds me of like the thing about the Uncanny Valley, where it's like where we're scared of things that look really similar to like it looks similar to like normal things. So I think it's kind of funny.
And her fearlessness and perseverance, ultimately.
Is this event or main? It's main. Yeah.
Miss Marcus.
Oh, you've arrived.
Oh man, I haven't seen her in so long. And the young investigator lowers her head. A moment later, she manages a slight easier expression.
It's good to see you, Miss Semmelweis.
Semmelweis glances at the paper in Marcus's hand. They're crumpled, and near where the ink has smeared, new letters have been neatly filled in.
Relax. Everything will go smoothly.
Wow. It's been a while since I've seen both these characters, actually. Considering what last time I saw them? Well, last time I saw Marcus was in the event, which was way, way back. And then last time I saw Semmelweis was during the event. So that was a decent time ago.
Where are the others?
The Foundation's memorial ceremony has already ended. It was solemn. Almost everyone came to express their condolences. They just all had to get back to their work.
Nobu still hasn't touched games since Nautica. Bro, do we just not like the game anymore, or what's up? We don't want the game? We don't like the game? What's up?
Well, at least this cemetery will always remain open. I was more so wondering about those colleagues you're familiar with. Miss Kakanya, for example. I thought she'd be accompanying you.
Oh, yo, bro. Also a name I haven't heard in a long-ass time. Bro. Like, actually been a long time since I've seen a lot of these people. That was like way, way back. You know, a lot of chapters ago. Because that was like, what? This was like in that chapter when Lucy came out, because this was all happening during when they're trying to create the umbrella. Oh, so long ago.
She had to go through a few more rounds of inquiries, so she couldn't make it. She did send a bouquet of flowers, though. It was just like the one you brought. A beautifully arranged bouquet of white chrysanthemums.
Man, the curse of 14 gachas. That is true. That's true. Semmelweis nods and surveys the figures scattered around them.
And Enigma? Where's he gone off to? Weren't they each other's only family? I heard he was the one who pushed for the Hoffman-Knott name. Rather admirable, if you ask me. But now, at that very sister's funeral, our Mr. Adler is nowhere to be found.
A few days ago, Mr. Enigma helped me sort through Madame Hoffman's possessions. Then he left all in a hurry. Later, I received word from Laplace that he'd barred the door to his office.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see anything like legitimately like 10 seconds ago.
Huh. So he's chosen escapism then.
The conversation ends there. He, the two of them, and all the rest gathered here are little more than acquaintances to one another. Familiar only in their mourning. The noise has begun 2 hours earlier. True. Fireworks, like 5 streets over. Oh, lol. At last, Marcus speaks again.
There was a mailing list among Madame Hoffman's possessions. On the train to Vienna, she asked me a question, hoping I could read its answer.
What is the best way for someone to defend themselves if they cannot use arcane skills?
I read the answer she expected. She asked because she was preparing a gift.
The words fly out of her like fired bullets. What a rare thing, the chance to ease unbearable grief simply by sharing it.
Mr. Enigma packed the list, her documents, her ID badge, and her diary into a box. Madame Hoffman's entire life reduced to a tiny box.
Well, I mean, like, I ask, what are you supposed to do with it if you don't put it in a box and neatly put it away? Let it be sitting on a desk and then you lose it?
Then he stopped and he asked me,
Where do you think Greta has gone?
The ink on the paper in her hand starts to run again.
"Where has she gone? Heaven? Hell? Has the storm washed them away too? Those who aren't lost to the storm, where do they go? Will I see her again someday? Will all of us, any of us, see her again? If only I'd known earlier that the gift she was preparing was a birthday present for him, then instead of taking care of me and celebrating my first day as a Foundation investigator, she could have... If only my arcane skill were more useful. If only I'd read what would happen on that stage. If only the future were written out as words on a page.
Silva says nothing. She only raises her hand gently. But before that touch can reach her, Marcus draws a deep breath and forces her what-ifs back down. There is nowhere to turn for answers. No point in blaming herself. What's done is done.
I told him I hoped Madame Hoffman had gone somewhere with no storm and started a new life, even if that means I'll never see her again. In the end, he said he needed to think about my answer. He hasn't left his room since. I can understand that. I don't want to be here either. But I have to. Because I want people to know that they don't need to worry about me anymore. Escapism is a natural reaction to grief. Just because you don't want to face it doesn't mean you're heartless. Don't you think?
She waits almost stubbornly for an answer. I like slurred her name there. Semmelweis glances towards the distant grave and smiles softly.
Look at you saying all that without stammering. You see? There's no need to worry.
Huh? Sorry. I shouldn't have suddenly...
No, you're right. Everyone handles grief differently.
What did you say? I just slurred a bunch of letters, man. That's all I said.
Let's go. I'd like to hear how your training is going. I'm sure Greta would be proud of how much her little apprentice has grown.
All right, Miss Semmelweis.
It's okay. I slurred her name, like, legitimately. I just, like, I like, say in the beginning and then I slur the end, and I'm like, okay, I clearly know how to read. He nods solemnly. They pass through the gathering crowd and stand before the grave. She gazes at the small box in the hole. Everything suddenly feels unreal. She desperately wishes it were unreal, just some nightmare her mind conjured under pressure. But every book has an end. It's time to turn the page.
Madame Hoffman was an exemplary Foundation investigator, a dependable teammate, and my dearest mentor. She never cowered in the face of sacrifice. She followed.
A hand settles on her back. Semmelweis finishes the sentence for her.
She followed her own path until the end.
Pursuing the truth with a resolute heart. And ultimately, It was her fearlessness and perseverance that brought us the knot that allows us to cross the storm.
That's why I have to cherish every chance to keep the story going.
She inspired many, none more than myself. She gave me the courage to leave the Flennon Isles.
Also, you know what's
allowing
sad?
me to
The game's
witness
like, here,
and
let me
read
hit
so
you
many new
with
things.
funeral
So,
first thing when
standing
you come
here,
back to the game
I
for
vow.
main story. I'm like, great. Perfect.
to continue to seek what she sought, what we all seek, a world after 1999.
Like, literally, the last couple updates for the main story have been, like, kind of crazy. Mostly just because of, like, Manus-related stuff, and then with, like, Igor, and then just war stuff in general. So I'm just like, that's definitely one thing. And then on the other hand, I'm just like this, and I'm like, great. Also, I realized that we're talking about this now. That happened, like a long time ago. Because, like I said at the beginning, like this event of things happened quite a while ago, and we're, like, just getting around to it. So, yeah. Because I want to see the world you believed in.
I will persevere as she did. I will keep reading, keep writing, record every experience, every feeling. I will never forget what you've done for us. For me.
Also, I found out, because it's like Enigma's still too new for like team building yet, but I heard from people that are team testing right now that apparently he can go in a team with Lucy, Ulrich, himself, and also Charon, which I think is kind of funny. It's just like all the Laplace people, and there's just like Harold just there. It's like, join us, become one of us, and I'm just like, lol. We're just dragging people in. We're just trying to, what's it called? We're trying to,
Damn it, are you blind?
trying to recruit new people. They go to Charon, they're like, you wanna come? You wanna join us?
Honestly, is there no code of conduct among you people? You're the one barreling down the hall.
Oh, yo, medicine pocket.
Hold on. You're...
After spotting a bite mark covered ID badge, he wisely swallows his words.
Researcher Medicine Pocket?
Oh, sweet. Looks like even the little minions at the Foundation have heard of me.
Into girls. Yeah, true. That is true. I don't remember, because I haven't really looked at his kit yet for Enigma, but I apparently heard that like if Lucy was like, when she released, was like the strongest like DPS character, I think he also is quite like one of the strongest characters that have been released in like a very specific like niche type. So I'm just like, ooh, very fun. We love it.
I'm rushing to get a sample right now. If you're here for Ulrich, try that lab over there. If you're here for Enigma, check his office. If you're here for me, get lost. Better luck next time.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, considering we literally covered for him last time in the storm, and we were like, he's not here. A glance past the staff member, interest suddenly peaked.
Oh, wait. Let me guess. You suits can't take it anymore, so you're gonna shove a new director on us, right?
Medicine Pocket bit her own badge. I guess so. That's what it said. I just read the sentence.
Or maybe one of the oh-so-generous higher-ups has finally approved our application for a new lab?
That'd be great.
Oh, or maybe you're here to command us very obedient researchers to fix you up an ark? You know, like Noah? Well, here's an idea. How about you shelve all that and let us get back to our research on edible Procrasma extract? At worst, we'll get a taste of something sweet.
Oh, I found it. Enigma is like, has the strongest form of sustain in the game now. So he's a sustain character. Ah ha ha. Speaking of Aventurine and sustain characters, I too have obtained another sustain character. I totally don't have a bunch of them. Hello, Ab. How are you doing? Okay. Literally, I don't know why my, like, alerts are not working. I literally did a test and it was working. So, like, I don't know what's up. And it happened last time, too. Hold on a minute. Because we're not doing anything important and I can pause because I'm allowed to do that. So, I'm going to try this again. Because I was like, oh, is the funny link not connecting like last time, like with my chat? And then I tested it the other day while we were playing like FGO and it was working fine. So I say, I don't know what's wrong. I just hate things. Things are not turning out well. They're not very fun right now and I hate it. That is what I do not like right now. Alright, I am going to test this because I am very annoyed. Yeah, it works. I literally just did a test right now. Why didn't it work like exactly like... Did someone... Twitch, did someone not just come in and just did a raid? Okay, I don't know what's wrong. It's working when I test it, but then it doesn't work when people actually do it. I don't know, man. Honestly, I just give up. I don't know anymore. Like, I actually just don't know. One more for team preservation. That is true. I mean, considering what I have, like, also another sustained character for another team. And do I want? I at least have 2 now, including him. At least. I'm pretty sure I have more than that, though. That works at least. That is true. I'm good. Vibing, drinking in Arizona. T, how are you? I'm doing great. I'm happy that I get to play Reverse Update because it's been a hot minute and we get to see some older characters. So I'm happy about that. Mirai, your stutter made me think stream was crashing. Lol. Ugh. No, I'm just annoyed. I don't know why, like, my alerts are not working. I fixed chat, now my alerts aren't working, but then when I test it out, it works. You can even see it. You guys saw me do my test. Like, I don't know what's wrong anymore. I'm just gonna forget about it. I don't know anymore. The staff member gives an awkward wave and quickens his pace, hoping to get out of this predicament as soon as possible.
That's a topic that requires a rigorous approval process and oversight from... It's not within my power to decide. I need to deliver these files to Mr. Enigma immediately. I won't take up any more of your time.
Test and raid aren't the same thing, though. Yes, it works, but is it connected? Yeah, like, why wouldn't it be? Like, that's what I'm annoyed with. He tossed a small metal tube to the flustered staff member.
Give him this and make sure he eats it. My application's been sitting on his desk for 30 hours. Looks like the only way I'm gonna get through to him is if he experiences it for himself.
Lol.
If there's an emergency, just press the button on the wall, not the red one.
Pocket doesn't wait for a response, disappearing around the next corner instead. The staff member is left with nothing but a closed door in the distance.
I see. You can follow the proper procedures to file a complaint against researcher Medicine Pocket.
Tosses the metal tube to one side and grabs something off his desk. A crumpled ball of paper drops neatly into the wastebasket by the staff member's feet.
The application has already been reviewed. The ever-generous assessor that I am. As for your request, based on the progress of our other projects, you can expect a response in about 69 business days.
This is an urgent matter, sir.
I understand completely. It's a pity for us both that Laplace isn't a wish-granting machine. If it truly is as urgent as you say, put the documents on the pile to your left. Make sure not to touch anything else.
Then when's the earliest?
52 business days.
Oh my god, that's so long!
In principle, my department only accepts research assignments pertaining to the storm, and only the final results are delivered to us. The calculations and sample analyses you need will be handed off to other teams. But it's not like we have spare researchers just moseying around, and Laplace isn't the Foundation's personal calculator. If you have any objections or extenuating circumstances, you can take it up with our director. But of course, the position's still empty. I'm only standing in to manage the documents and affairs no one else cares to deal with. Looks like it'll be a tough job to find you a team. Close the door on your way out.
What? Literally for this long, they basically don't have anyone running the door? Damn! Like, what chapter was that when Lucy left? It was like a long time ago. Like, what chapter? Like 7, 8, maybe? I feel like it's somewhere there. I don't remember off the top of my head. Hold on a minute. I'm just curious because I want to see really how long has it been because I don't freaking remember. Basically, sucks to suck is Enigma's response, pretty much. Oh, here we go. It was chapter 6 or 7. Yeah. Chapter 6, 7. Pretty much the 2 chapters right there. Which is like, dang, that's so long. Because, like, time has passed since then. And it's been, like, so long. And they're just basically like, yeah, we don't have anyone fit this, that's filled this role. I'm just doing stuff because, like, who else is gonna do it? No one else. So, oh well. To his surprise, the staff member doesn't argue, but he doesn't budge either.
You can move your own legs without your boss's orders, can't you? Get out.
I'm glad to see you're still full of vigor, Adler.
His head snaps up in surprise as a familiar figure steps inside. Seeing who it is, he finally sets down his pen. I can totally read.
Ah, if it isn't my old friend. What are you fetching for Constantine this time?
Oh yeah, true. And my complaint about Constantine. My complaint about her will forever be a complaint, but like, I've been complaining about other things, because there's been other things.
I trust the last report you snatched was to your satisfaction. If anything else in these stacks of scrap paper strikes your fancy, then by all means, help yourself.
He extends an arm and pats the mound of files beside him. True. This is like one of those moments where it's like, there's so much stuff in there and so much like papers and files and stuff. You're just like, it's just messy. And then we're just like, it's not messy, it's just there's so much shit everywhere. Because there's so much stuff.
That won't be necessary. Though I'll be sure to visit again should the need arise. Mark, there are still some details regarding the proposed adjustment to field agent rations I'd like you to confirm. Mr. Ulrich and Miss Simone have cleared a 15-minute block in their schedules. You'll find them in meeting room number 3.
Very well.
The door closes.
You knew of Miss Simone's return today. Most assumed she retired to the timekeeper's suitcase along with Madame Lucy.
Oh. So I guess also in story, in canon, she also went to the suitcase. I see. Because, like, most of the time for characters, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm just like, they're just there because I own them as playable characters, but, like, this is, like, the only time, other than, like, in-game usage of using the suitcase for other reasons. Now it's like, oh, they actually went in there, which is kind of interesting.
Looks like the Foundation keeps as close an eye on Laplace as they do on Manus Vindictae.
Scoffs.
Some might even say that mad scientists and fanatical arcanists aren't so different, though the former does have the small advantage of providing a handy little invention here and there.
Always thinking from a researcher's perspective, Valor. Every researcher wants an independent, undisturbed laboratory. A simple wish in theory, but difficult to implement in practice.
I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to lecture me. What's the matter?
I trust Ulrich has told you what transpired in Antarctica.
Oh, we're talking about Antarctic. God! All these things happened so long ago. We're talking about them now. Well, I guess, like, realistically, right? We had these things happen, and this stuff would have happened within the same time as other things we've done in the story were to happen. So, realistically speaking, it didn't happen that long ago because multiple things would have been happening all at once. But it seems like forever because we're doing it now.
Not long ago, we received reports from our field agent squads and investigators. This time, the storm has brought us to the year 1920, and to a war that should no longer exist.
Oh, I was gonna say, I do have a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. people. So I was gonna say, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's like 4 people that I have at least.
The storm is hardly a perfect formula, and historical records often contain inaccuracies. Even under our current theoretical models, Arcana maintains a degree of uncertainty and unknowability. A minor error such as this should come as no surprise to you.
He takes the stack of reports in Madame Z's hand, nonetheless. As he flips through its pages, his expression grows serious.
An error of this magnitude doesn't follow any of our current models. This flood has destroyed at least 2/3 of all our prior findings.
Since the beginning, we've diligently tracked the occurrence frequency of the storm. We've also long gotten used to it, abandoning any semblance of a pattern.
Because those who haven't gotten used to it are no longer with us.
Scornful laugh.
It's never easy to have your world turned upside down, for anyone. It's overwhelming at first, but the more you see it happen, the easier it is to accept. Of course, some still have their objections. There have been countless debates on whether we should prepare for war.
Laplace is not an arsenal.
Our more radical members believe that, since research on the storm will continue to be lost, we should divert our resources elsewhere. The LSCC has been without a director for a long time, and the Arcanocentric Society Institutum Laurens has gone unchecked. There is reason to believe that this has impacted Laplace's research efficiency.
She says Enigma's expression, knowing he's already figured out why she has come.
So, to ensure our collaboration with Laplace continues to yield valuable results, the Foundation plans to dispatch a director of their own choosing.
Absolutely not.
His clenched fist never comes down on the desk. He stifles his anger. Rage won't help him now.
I don't agree with the sentiment, nor do I believe the Foundation should assume complete control of Laplace. However, the reality is that, besides some perfect directing machine, the members will be the most easily persuaded if we appoint a human as director. Which is why I've come to you today. If, under your leadership, Laplace can produce a persuasive new discovery during this tumultuous period, it would help my cause immensely. Of course, no matter what, I'll continue to express my support for Laplace's independence to the Foundation.
Enigma looks at his old colleague. They worked together a long time ago, if only briefly.
What exactly are you hoping to achieve with all this politicking? For Laplace to align itself with a foundation? Or with yourself? You don't seriously expect a group of scientists to spend their time strategizing these things like some kind of warlords pushing clay figurines around a sand table, do you?
Ramsey doesn't answer directly.
I'd like you to continue your research on the toy box sent by MUC3. Investigate the source of its power and use its simulations to push out a report. Producing a final pre-storm protocol will refute the accusations that the LSCC lacks risk management policies, and the core of the toy box may just provide the new results you need.
So I was gonna say, I realized that the toy box you're talking about is like one of the events that you play in like the game when there's an actual update sometimes, which I think is kind of interesting.
I see your reasoning, but why are you telling me this? Surely you aren't offering your help simply out of the goodness of your heart.
I wish I could say that about people in this game, and sometimes maybe I can say it's partially that, but like the majority of it is not because of that, which I hate it when I can't say it.
What exactly are your feelings toward Laplace nowadays? Nostalgia? Or some kind of scientific idealism?
Ramsey pauses, then she brings up the old, often discussed topic.
I still believe we can reach the final theory. Something all-encompassing that unifies the entire universe.
Enigma falters, then lets out a sigh.
Well, in that, we've just been going in circles. In a decade, all we've managed is to return to the 11th dimension.
But that doesn't mean all our past efforts have been meaningless.
She rises, cutting the conversation short.
The timekeeper hopes to understand the situation outside as soon as possible. Once you've arrived at a conclusion, please contact me immediately.
The door closes again. MC stands in the corridor gazing up at the unfamiliar silver-white building.
Can a scientist become a politician?
Oh, maybe? That's a good question. I don't know. I'm a person who stays away from politics in general. Even though legitimately I watch a genre of anime that has lots of politics. And I also play this game, so this game also has a good amount of politics in it too. So, oh well. Oh, string theory 101. No, I don't learn about string theory. I took a philosophy class already in like uni and in high school. I don't need to take more. No, we don't. I don't want to talk about it. No.
There must be a theory that unifies everything in the universe. Because every puzzle has a solution.
Lines from a framework waiting for one letter to anchor.
The word is like a crossword. If you follow the clues...
Nope.
Verdammt. Isn't it about time humanity evolved beyond sleep?
He shakes his head and fixes his gaze on the jumbled grid lines covering his desk. Pushing the papers and files aside, he turns on the screen. 3 p.m.
It's only been 6 hours. Looks like the little biter's actually done some work in between destroying public property. Side effects have certainly lessened.
A theoretical framework in physics that models subatomic particles not as zero-dimensional points, but as tiny vibrating one-dimensional strings. Different vibrational modes of these strings dictate a particle's mass, charge, and force interactions, acting as a potential theory of everything. String theory. We love string theory. No, I'm just saying in general. I've done this shit in school and I don't want to talk about it. That's why I'm like, no, I see this. I want to run away. No, I want to talk about it. I've talked about it enough.
Did I throw away the instruction manual? What did it say? Never mind. The little side effects have already been eliminated. The other symptoms don't matter.
He rummages under the papers for the metal tube and tips 2 colorful candies into his palm.
I hope this helps. Toybox research, the timekeeper's request, new results, and Lorenz. All right. As always, problems rarely come alone. But the more problems there are, the closer we are to the solution.
We need to stop creating more problems.
Oh, I like the transition from literally like him just talking and then just slam on the desk. Ulrich slams his fist down on the desk in an attempt to end the chaotic discussion spiraling before him. Unfortunately, in Laplace, the shouting only invites a louder rebuttal.
Then get rid of the approval system so we can all work in peace for a couple weeks. You know, spend our time actually experimenting instead of writing damn reports. That's our problem. I'm telling you, even if Enigma locked himself in that room for the next decade, he wouldn't get through them all.
Focus on the matter at hand, researcher Medicine Pocket.
God, people stop.
The toy box has been fixed for now, and the communication problems it caused have also disappeared. But we need to come up with a way to prevent any similar incidents in the future. And it's crucial we figure out how it had such a widespread effect. We can't risk almost all of Laplace speaking in cipher again.
Yeah, this is the toy box that has like the different things. Or like it doesn't normally look like this when you play it in the event, but it's like something similar to this.
I, for one, believe it's related to the storm syndrome. But our research progress has been far too slow, so I need everyone.
There you go again. You're gonna say that the language disorder interfered with our work, right? Well, let me make this clear. Whether I use cipher or decimal or freaking latte art to communicate, it's not gonna stop me from doing what I want.
Medicine pocket mimics Ulrich's tone, trying out the words.
Those emergency handbooks are only filling that tank of yours with useless garbage data. Whatever happens, my advice is the same. Mind your own business and let us fend for ourselves.
Huh. Sounds like you've gotten over accidentally ordering critter chow at the canteen. I suppose it is quite difficult to decipher a Tetris-based language, no? And no, we can't just blow up the toy box medicine pocket. As I said before, it cannot be destroyed through arcane nor scientific means. You should know when to quit.
Blow it up? Absolutely not.
Are we? Why is it that we're trying to blow things up now? What happened to the conversation? We were literally talking about how do we like figure this thing out, and then now we just end up in the conversation of we can't blow this thing. We should blow this thing up. No, we should not. Like, what the fuck? I can't be in this room. The ferrofluid nearly bounces in the tank.
Adler already notified us that the Foundation is pressuring us to deliver persuasive research results. This isn't the first time they've used our laissez-faire attitude as an excuse to attack Laplace. We need to use the toy box's simulations to create a reliable emergency protocol.
Explosion. Explosions are better than words. Keep Mirai away from the detonation button. Kaboom. True.
Okay, I get you. We just need to submit something that'll shut them up. So why don't you round up everyone who's been wasting research materials, hand them all Lorentz ID badges, and turn them over?
I did hear the Foundation has been quite lively lately. As crowded and chaotic as the crystal structure of austenite, supposedly.
Ulrich is clearly trying his best to hold it together. Eventually, the tremor in his voice module settles.
That's quite enough. Now, if you'd please return to today's topic. Researcher Pointer, Researcher X, how are the results of your data analysis?
The two researchers have long grown accustomed to the lab's clamor. They know silence is the best way to keep out of it. Pointer pushes a stack of files towards Ulrich.
Here's my section. I've included a summary for the Timekeeper's perusal. In simple terms, the flood has altered the characteristics of the storm. The vast majority of our past data has been rendered useless. Our most reliable models require multiple rounds of verification. Therefore, our current conclusions are for reference only.
This should be plenty. I'm confident we'll adapt to these new conditions very soon.
Everyone silently agrees.
Have we made any discoveries regarding the arcane fluctuations emanating from the toy box?
If we're only looking at the numbers, the magnitude of these arcane fluctuations far exceeds normal levels.
Wow, I haven't seen this guy in like actually 2,000 years. Like if I haven't seen everyone here in Laplace in like a long time, I haven't seen this guy in like 2,000 years. It's been so long. Okay, I lied. The last time I did see this guy for like 2 frames was during the Assassin's Creed collab, right at the beginning.
I also consulted all the arcanists I know with arcane skills related to language, words, or sound. None of them could find any man-made traces in the fluctuations. I have 2 hypotheses. 1, this toy box is a naturally occurring arcane object. And 2, its core holds a power beyond most arcanists' comprehension.
He pauses, hesitation, perhaps.
I also have a personal theory. Mr. Ludwig's arcane fluctuations...
God, my eardrums. The meeting room door is thrown open, slamming it against the wall. Everyone turns towards the figure that has just burst in.
Mr. Enigma.
Doors unlocked.
Visitor pushes the door open and enters.
I already reviewed your application last Wednesday, X. And you and Elizabeth can stop submitting those clinical trial applications for Medicine Pocket's project.
Oh, I have a friend.
Regulus is not an option either. There isn't a hair on her body that doesn't scream Arcanist.
Like how we're having Regulus in this conversation. It's so funny.
I will handle this myself. After all, I was the one who questioned Medicine Pocket on the possibility of resuming research on the topic in the first place.
It's a compelling research direction. An antidote for Procrasma extract suitable for human consumption, and a universally applicable, edible extract with energizing effects.
He delivers the long string of terms with neither a stumble nor a pause, as if reciting from a script, which I can't do that, so...
There's no need for you to worry. I read the project proposal. Medicine Pocket already consulted me on a few issues.
That proposal was supposed to be confidential. Never mind. But we need to act like this research topic doesn't exist until it yields some results. You are all pure-blood Arcanists. You have a natural tolerance for Procrasma extract. But it's simply too dangerous to move straight onto pure-blood humans.
Oh, this is the problem of test subjects again. Like we had before. As, it doesn't work on everyone the best way.
Well, I suppose it's about time my quarter Arcanist blood came in handy.
Damn, dude! I like how he's like, quarter, and I'm like, wait, quarter? You didn't even say half! At least some people in this game are like half, so I'm like, okay, I got you. This guy literally said quarter, which then I'm just like, oh. Oh. Then you're like far less. Well, I guess that makes sense because like during the like update in chapter like 6 and 7 with like Lucy talking about him, you know, and coming from his like perspective on the matter with like the testings and stuff about the umbrella. So makes sense. 25%. Yep. Which is like not a whole lot.
I understand, Mr. Enigma. I have no intention, nor the power, mind you, to interfere with anyone's decision. But I did receive a document I think you should see.
Of course you did. There's always more.
It's about the language disorder caused by the toy box's malfunction. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Although the world outside has returned to normal, a lot of curious occurrences have appeared in the toy box. Allegedly, the behavior of its inhabitants has become increasingly formulaic and unified. Of course, these are Mr. Ulrich's words. I haven't seen it for myself. The specifics are on top.
He hands over the document.
I read the whole thing. It's comprehensive. Exhaustive, even. Should be more than enough to submit to the Foundation. But Ulrich isn't convinced it's persuasive enough, so he hasn't turned it in. We all know how easy it is to fall down a research rabbit hole. He needs someone on the outside to step in and make a decision. At least, that's what I think.
That means he's at least a Gen 2 child. Human and Arcanist had child, then that child married normal human and had Enigma, yeah. Considering the fact that, Semmelweis said that, like, that's their last name. I realized that it's very awkward because my brain's like, wait, I was gonna say that because like Marcus calls her that, but then I was like, wait a minute, no, they have the same fucking ass last name. This doesn't work. And I'm talking about two different people. But I also don't remember her first name because I'm too used to Marcus calling her that by her last name. But my point is, she was saying how they were like, she made it sound like they weren't related, but like relatively close in terms of family. So then I'm like, same family, but you know, somewhere a little bit off from there. Because if we're talking about this now, then if he's Gen 2 child, then like, unless she's first, right? Then, yeah. Because she's an arcanist. Which then, I guess then it means then, yeah, because they can't be like siblings, because then it would have been from the same parents. Then they would have been siblings. So she has to be at least Gen 1, because then you have two arcanists. Because she's a full arcanist, for sure. Damn, I hate science. Science says here, this is how genetic works, and this is how family trees work when you stick people together. Who is related to who? And I say, I can't be bothered by this.
There's also the small matter of a waveform contaminating the toy box's arcane fluctuations. A waveform extremely similar to that of our dear Mr. Raven.
Like, God, all the science and thinking classes I took in school now is coming back and telling me, do you remember this? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to
I've compared it. It's distinctly different from the other simulation data.
X delivers the last of his prepared lines, and with that, the butterfly has flapped its wings. He steps out and shuts the door behind him.
Ulrich. Ulrich!
Hey, what are you yelling for?
I'm trying to return this copy of your report that you forgot.
What's in that report? Jesus, we're like freaking out here. Why is everything so extreme? I can't be in here. Like, actually. Like, I can't be in here. This is too much. Maybe it's because I can't work like this. This is too, like, not that it's not functional in any way. It's functional in a different way, but it's definitely a way that I cannot function. It is so, like, it's so crazy. I'm just like, everyone's shouting and screaming. Everything's everywhere, and I'm just like, bro. I got jump scared by chapter 13. Hello, Dom. How are you? Hopefully you're doing good. This is a manual? Read before opening. Hello. Hopefully you had a good day. I'm trying to get through this big story chapter after a bunch of event stories, so I'm happy about that. But also, I'm being overwhelmed by everyone here in Laplace because I don't know what to say. Either everyone's very eccentric or I'm just very sensitive to everything, man. I guess some of these make sense, except some of these don't at the same time. Like, what is number 3? Make sure no cats are around. Like, that is very specific. I like how this one says step 4. Make sure you have at least one friend to play with. Multiple personalities count as friends too. As I think of one character specifically who has like 2 other different personalities. Aleph. It's okay, I have multiple personalities in my brain too. It's just that they don't take physical form as something else. Because then that would just be something else. Yeah, this is the second Laplace patch in a row, and guess what? No cats around, so they don't want to get harmed. True! That is true. Hello. Hello, Alex. I played that game to twin. Hey, let's go. But yeah, I was gonna say like some of the Laplace characters I haven't seen in a good while, and then some of them I've seen more recently. But in terms of like, I guess like some of the topics they bring up are like what? Like the stuff that's happened in chapter like 6 and 7, and then I guess some stuff about Antarctica, which is a little bit like not that long ago, but still. But realistically, like in real life, if the events were going on, like this stuff would have been happening simultaneously. It just seems like I'm just like we haven't talked about this in a long time because this was in a older chapter. Because, you know, can't do multiple things at once. Are we doing enough of that? The upcoming collab is Laplace 2. It is? What's the collab for? I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at spoilers for the Chinese server. That's why I don't know that there's a collab coming out. Last time I knew there was a collab coming out was a while back that we had. But we're getting another collab. Let's go. Watch it. It's with a piece of property that I also don't know of still. Oh my god, we get like these little thingies. Oh my god, I love it when they do this.
We've encountered more and more critters since we entered this forest.
Oh my god, I love this. Oh yeah, this is Storm is a sequel to Chapter 7, but more importantly, it's Free Storm Protocol sequel, yeah. Oh, it's Automatic Heart. It was announced in January. Oh, okay. I also don't know what this property is. I probably have seen it around. I'm gonna quickly Google it because a lot of stuff I just see around. Because at least for like the Assassin's Creed one, I'm like, I know some, but very minimal things. But at least I know it. But this I do not know. Oh, it's the robot game. It's the robot game. I have seen this before. Never mind, I've seen this, but I know like nothing about it. I just call it the robot game. That's it.
At least we didn't come here for nothing. Hey Ulrich, don't forget our loot.
You probably can only recognize the twins. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, those are like the only things that I've seen about that game, and like the only reason why I call it the robot game. His fellow researcher stares at him incredulously.
Loot? Adler, are you seriously calling these supplies loot? I didn't expect you, of all people, to start indulging in roleplay.
I don't know what you're talking about. And you can save your energy for the journey. We still have a long way ahead of us.
Sensing another
Mr.
argument
Enigma,
between them.
Mr. Ulrich, perhaps we should hurry. So we can get there before the language disorder spreads to all of Laplace.
Ah, good. At least someone in our party can put together a rational thought.
Okay, it's more like she's saying that so then you guys won't fight.
According to Muse's map, we still have 7 kilometers until we reach the toy box's depths.
It's a mess story-wise, so I'm sure Blue Pouch. Sorry, I can't read. Adding a minimum of 4 Laplace characters into teaser would make it more complex. Fair enough. For the collab, I'm assuming.
If we cross this critter's territory, we'll save a third of the time it would take to go around.
Suddenly, a strange noise interrupts her.
Is that a critter?
No. It's an arcanist using critter speech. Looks like another piece afflicted with the language disorder.
Argus stares at the Arcanist and frowns.
We're too far away. I can't make out what he's trying to say. Let's get closer. I may be able to read some useful information. Alright, allow me.
Oh, I have to do things? Alright. This patch is so confusing before playing PSP story mode. Oh, is it? Like in terms of like the stuff that they talk about in this in the story, or like just like the way that they tell it? Because like I was a little bit excited just because for Marcus. Inclusion. Oh. Yeah, it is kind of weird that Marcus is included in this. I mean, it makes sense for like Ulrich and like Enigma, because it makes sense because Laplace is trying to figure out stuff with the toy box, but it's kind of weird that Marcus is there. Also, my game is just loading for no reason when I touch like nothing. Great! I love it when my game just freaks out for no reason. Game, why are you freaking out? What's wrong? Okay, let me click the buttons. Okay, I kind of want to see this team. Not that the person I want to try in this team is built, but, you know, I think it would be funny. Actually, no, I'll try a different team because I actually built this team. Yeah, I was going to say I have lots of sustained characters. I have like one right here, Jay is one, and Ulrich is one. There's I have a decent amount of sustainers. It's just I don't use them. Okay, you. Where are the people? You. Who else is on this team? You. And where are you? You. There we go.
My duty lies with you.
Okay, I had to turn on auto because I was grinding before. She's kind of in Enigma's care now. Enigma's sister was Marcus's mentor. No, yes, that is correct. Enigma has basically unofficially adopted Marcus. What is this? More not father/father figures adopting children? Adopting daughters? What is this? I've already played Resident Evil Requiem, and I play... and... like, what is this? Like, I have Zombie Dad, and then, like, Space Dad. This is not what I want. I've had enough of this. This patch is also a soft sequel to Chapter 7, but picks up from the Mexico patch. Yeah. Enigma is Grace. Marcus is Wine Girl, bro. Very fun. It's so funny because when I was playing Pragmata, I was like, damn, Diana, she's like, I know she's acting like a kid, but dang, sometimes when she acts like a kid, I'm like, bro, you scare me when you do things. I'm like, please don't do this. You're just a child. I know you're a robot, but you're still a child nonetheless. Please don't do this.
Oh, I understand. There's a maidenhair fern and a bamboo shoot.
But also, yeah, I don't need more people adopting other people. This is not what I asked for, but I guess I'll take it.
Harry, we will buy you some time.
I was really disappointed by reviewers' lack of lore besides the final boss. Oh, for Pragmata? Oh yeah, like, Pragmata was great. I cried so much at the end. It hurt me so much. It hurt me so much. It's so good. It's so funny too, because like I thought it was funny where at the beginning where he was like, yeah, I'm not really quite like for the whole robot thing. They kind of break all the time and we have to do things and blah blah. And then I'm just like, damn, you essentially adopted a daughter who's also a robot at the end of this. and we have like developed like a relationship, man. Essentially father and daughter, and then at the end, boom. The waterworks for me. PSP does get an actual story. Yeah.
We should continue along the humid, shaded areas preferred by maidenhair ferns. I suppose we are like ants to the people outside. A giant bamboo shoot that looks like a green arrow grows at the end of the path we're looking for.
Resident Evil Requiem. That also made me sad. Well, there were moments that made me a little sad because stuff about Leon, but yeah. I like how also everyone like freaked out when they found out that Leon had a ring on at the end and he's married. I'm just like, well, people were A, freaked out about it, and also B, they're like, who did he marry? Me, my brain's just like, I mean, it makes sense. Like, this guy's been doing stuff. I mean, even if he's doing this type of stuff, I feel like that's just what happens in life. You decide if you want to get married or not, and you do it. I'm like, okay, sure. And people look at me like, you're not freaked out by this? And I'm like, no. People just do this. Like, people also do this in real life. They decide if they want to get married or not, regardless of their job. Leon's is just, I go to kill zombies. You know, not a very typical job, but still a job nonetheless. So, I don't know, man.
I'll keep them occupied.
The moment of utterance.
I will remember your sacrifice.
Strike when the time is right. Return to your positions.
Thank you for the hydrate. The track ends with a tall building peeking out from beyond trees.
Goodness, this really was a shortcut.
Enigma glances at her. Marcus is excitedly checking what's ahead. Far cry from that head-down figure he vaguely remembers. Sorry. He has the spitting image of a brave investigator, a mountaineer,
I'm very grateful for your help, Miss Marcus. I wager we'd still be running in circles if you weren't here.
Indeed. If we can maintain this rate of progress, we'll be submitting an up-to-standard pre-storm protocol very, very soon.
That's good. Oh.
Ulrich, why didn't you submit this copy of the pre-storm protocol?
Oh, is that the problem? I thought we were gonna continue. This is a very short story. Oh, we're getting the stretch in the box. Alright, I'm getting smacked in the head for no reason. I didn't even say anything bad this time. Short parts plus only 14 parts with no additional character story. Yeah.
Half-finished products have no place in a conference, Adler.
Faced with the substitute director's aggressive interrogation, Ulrich only watches as the file is slammed onto the desk.
It simply isn't persuasive enough. The toy box's storm simulation still poses some problems that require solving.
Am I hearing this right, Blob for Brains? You're telling me you've already finished the damn thing, but you thought you'd play us all for laughs for a while?
Just felt that you deserved it somehow. Great. I do nothing and I still get hit. Great.
Ugh, just turn it in, damn it! Shut those checker chumps up!
As I said, there are still some problems that haven't...
Ulrich, you are slipping into the mindset of a creator. They're simulated data. There's no need for your humanitarian care.
And your biases are showing, Adler. As you'll recall from your encounters with the many familiar faces in the toy box, the pieces there are not objectively different from their real-world counterparts.
Familiar faces. Oh. No, none of this is real. Oh, that
They are
hurts
just
my
pieces
ears.
of data, parts of a simulation. You shut yourself in your labs, in the toy box, calculating all day. And for what? If you all keep playing delusional genius and continue to ignore the problems Laplace is facing, soon it will be out of our hands. This isn't the toy box. There are no resets.
If silence falls over the meeting room, then researchers catch on to a certain keyword.
It's true, Adler. With every new era brought by the storm, the Foundation has only tightened their policies, perhaps to an extreme. However, they need Laplace's research results. They need our innovation, our inventions. The Foundation doesn't view us as an enemy.
Exactly. I seriously don't get you guys. It's not like it'll affect us, so quit wasting our time with all these meetings.
He's in denial. This is what happens sometimes when people pass away. You have to deal with it. Sometimes you're like, nope.
So what if Laplace loses its independence?
Adler, we can't properly discuss the issue if you don't explain what's making you so apprehensive.
Enigma's mouth opens. A habitual scoff slips out before any words can.
If the Foundation passes their storm personnel reform, do you really think you'll be able to continue your research freely?
Bro, what? I don't know. I don't know why, but this conversation turned very, like, antagonistic all of a sudden. I'm just like, I don't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to be here before earlier because it was very chaotic and I can't handle that, but I really just don't want to be here anymore.
Laplace is this close to being completely subsumed by the Foundation. When that happens, where do you think our inventions are going to be used?
Anti-corporate slave mentality. That's the German for you. That is true. German very harsh. Maybe it's just the accent. The accent's coming real through also in English because English is also very hard. Like, not harsh, but there's like it fluctuates depending on how you say certain things or how you sound when you say those things. Plus with the German accent, it's like it's like 100 and then it's like 120%. This is why it's so hard. It was so hard for me to learn Japanese because Japanese is like a tonal language, which is like most Asian languages, at least like Korean and Chinese. So it's like if you fluctuate your tone wrong, you just say a different word.
Don't tell me that none of you have ever considered.
Oh la la! No wonder they called you Enigma. If you've got some insider information, just tell us already.
Adler Hoffman, you've arrived. Please, sit.
Oh my god, I haven't seen her in so long, but I hate her still. God. Japanese is more forgiving than Chinese tones. Yeah. I should know since, like, I speak Chinese, but also very little Chinese, but it's just bad. I just think it's funny that, like, I'm Chinese, but I speak, like, little to no Chinese, but I, like, speak better Japanese. But I'm also, more interested in, like, Japanese culture, so. It'd be like that sometimes.
No need. I'm not here to chat.
But also, like, no one makes me talk in, like, Chinese anyways, so I don't really use it very often compared when I was younger. That's fair. Mirai equal Bako. Wow, Nobu, very smart. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Fine by me. Then allow me to move on to the subject. How's your progress on the storm contingency plan the Foundation requested?
Enigma waves the question away impatiently.
Get to the point.
I had planned on some small talk, but I'll get right to it if you wish.
She leans back in her chair.
If you assume the position of Laplace's next director, I can promise that the Foundation will not significantly interfere with the LSCC's regular operations.
That's what you get for not learning your language. No wonder Chinaman wants to go on walks, lol. Well, I mean, like, because when I was little, like, my grandparents made me talk. Because that's, like, the only thing that they, like, spoke. And their English wasn't that great, but, like, their English is a lot better now, or at least my grandma's. But, like, at home, nobody, like, makes me. And even if people, like, do speak Chinese to me, like, at home, like, they don't care that I speak to them in English. So, basically, by that point, by the time, like, I got later into school, I saw them less and, like, my grandparents less and less. So, like, I was basically not forced to speak it. So then my speaking became worse and worse. Though my understanding is still the same. Like, I can understand if you talk to me in Chinese, I will understand what you are saying. I just can't reply to you, which is kind of dumb. In my defense, it's really dumb. I can't write in Chinese. My writing is just not existing. The only thing I can write is my Chinese name. That's it. As the dawn of the Chinese century, everyone would be speaking Chinese anyway. True. That's fair. Yeah, I learned to speak Japanese is because, like, I learned about the fact that I have, like, cousins in Japan. And also, like, that I got into, like, Japanese culture more because anime, manga, and stuff. And stuff like that. I only know French because I was put in, like French immersion for school. And then any other languages because, like, my friends, like, speak it and then I learned it. We should just start typing in Chinese. Force Mirai to read. Bro, like, I can't read it. I don't even know, like, basic, like, proper, like, basic characters or, like, reading in Chinese, so I wouldn't be able to read. New reward idea, 90k points. Stream in Chinese for 5 minutes, bro. I could not.
On the condition I obey your every word.
Quite the opposite. Everything will be in your hands to do with as you see fit.
That sounds evil. Yeah. That's a point. Lol.
Then I would choose to keep things the way they are. And there are plenty of more outstanding, more rational members who could take on the responsibility.
I wouldn't be a mod if it wasn't evil. True.
Take Ulrich, the leader of the Storm Research Group, for example. Or Pointer. She did remarkable work on developing the teleport disc, among any number of others.
Mr. Adler, I'm afraid you've missed a crucial point. Although committee member Irenai is the one pushing for the Storm personnel reform, appointing you as the director of Laplace is not his intention.
It's yours, isn't it, Madam Constantine?
You see, a keen mind is a key prerequisite to becoming director. The core of the issue isn't how the Foundation presents its final decision to the outside world, but who we present. And what we need is a human. A stable, persuasive, uncontroversial human. When all is said and done, the Foundation's objective remains the same. We only wish to do all we can to brave the storm. In this regard, you are the best choice, Mr. Adler.
I don't know why, if it's because the way she said it or whatnot, but I, like, really rolled my eyes there.
Your best choice was forced to retire in the Timekeeper's suitcase.
That is true. That did happen before. I'm still mad about
yes. Madame Lucy has certainly been enjoying a comfortable vacation.
Maintaining her smile, Constantine steers the conversation in another direction.
But let's not dwell on that. There's something else I wanted to tell you. Something interesting. To be kept to yourself for the time being, of course. It's a research topic we haven't yet revealed to Laplace. As you're well aware, for many years we've been searching for a method to bring back those reversed in the storm. Well, the Foundation has discovered a feasible theory. If we can inject a person's past memories into a suitable body, then we can restore those who were lost.
This sounds very kind of sketchy and like very theory.
All those years ago, a special candidate helped us in the first stages of this experiment. And now, we're finally starting to see results.
Oh, is it... Oh, what's her name? Is it that? I'm gonna guess it's that.
To this end, we hope to acquire help from Laplace.
I forgot her name, but I'm assuming it's talking about the White Room. I'm assuming. And if I'm wrong, then I'm just bad.
Go on, spit it out!
You're not bad, confirmed. It's
have
fine.
all those long-winded administrative tasks totally destroyed your ability to get to the point?
That's why Goopy and Hansi true. It's okay. I'll just grab you and give you a big hug when I feel upset, Nobu. You'll be the first one.
You know something, don't you, Adler?
Everyone waits for Enigma to speak, but all they get in a room full of puzzled looks. No matter how much he despises Constantine's implications and methods, he knows that this is neither the time nor the place for sharing what he's learned. The words he cannot speak harden into a stone at the back of his throat, where he too lets it fall. The ripple it would send through Laplace would be impossible to calm.
I'm simply learning to consider the consequences before I act. Some of the Foundation's committee members have gotten swept up in the prospect of an impending arcane war. If this goes on, Laplace mustn't become a pawn in their war games, or a bargaining chip for their faction disputes.
Like, using me as a meat shield wasn't bad enough? You know how hard it is to remove goop from armor joints? Don't worry. I'm just gonna pick you up with my hands. My hands don't have goop. They're essentially like just like skeleton hands. As long as I don't give you a hug, then you'll be fine. My arms can give you a hug. I never said I would give you a hug. I just use my hands. My beak hands behind me.
In short, we need to submit our pre-storm protocol as soon as possible. Which means we need to figure out what the core of the toy box really is. No, whatever it is, we need to crack it open as soon as possible. Alright? If we hurry, we still have a chance to convince the talking heads at the Foundation to leave us be.
Each researcher wears a different expression.
Huh! Enigma, are you actually begging right now? Quick, has the storm stopped? Has hell frozen over?
Whatever. Just give me an answer.
So I can't read. Ferrofluid swirls violently in the tank, then slowly it settles.
All right. It seems there'll be no solving our differences in the short term. So, I have a proposal. We submit 2 reports, and let the reviewers decide.
Fine.
Unitary rocks once again. Enigma's exploration has taken him to a beach. Waves roll in, foaming in the shore. It looks down at the swirling water.
From a visual estimate, the perfect language covers everything in a 5-kilometer radius, with the tower as its center. On the beach outside this 5-kilometer area, the environment continues to exhibit signs of language disorder, a new type of storm syndrome. It deconstructs words into phonemes, the building blocks of sound, and uses them as the building blocks of matter. A handful of seawater contains 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 20 phonemes. Though clearly the phonemes themselves don't carry any meaning, they do leave room to construct one.
Waves swirl, causing phonemes.
The waves create a chiming sound.
I can't read
like
fast
bells.
enough, so I'm just gonna leave it, man.
This seawater holds enough phonemes such that they may organize into morphemes, the smallest units of meaning. Monkeys may have an easier time putting Shakespeare together here than writing it on typewriters.
The jelly-thick sea breeze brushes Enigma's cheek and carries his weary muttering to the waves' crest. Then the waves break against the shore again and the wind shifts.
It seems the wind strips even the quietest utterances into the smallest units of sound.
He has his hearing, like a net, careful shifting out there.
Perhaps these symptoms can be understood as a language microscope, or maybe a scalpel. The environment dissolves and dissects every spoken word, leaving only its phonetic fragments behind. To use language is to quickly combine these pieces into specific sequences to create a meaningful utterance. Thus, one could view this entire environment as a simulation of language use. Bilabial plosive. Diphthong. Mid-central vowel. Nasal. The phonemes of poem. I see. It's encryption and decryption. Hardly foreign territory for me.
Enigma crouches down, pulls a small glass vial from his pocket and fills it to the 2/3 mark with seawater. He seals the vial and shakes it. The liquid inside is crystal clear.
It still appears like normal seawater in this container. Let's see if X has any suitable equipment to analyze its composition when I get back. I wonder, if I bring this vial of seawater to the tower, will its composition change?
The net catches a few strange symbols. Not far off, several toy box locals. Oh my god, I can't read fast enough. Good on me. Puzzle Enigma watches as they come running straight to him. Hello, no. How is everyone? I'm doing chill. How did Echio went yesterday? It was fine. We finished it and stuff like that, so that was fine. We started, like, barely started, the last pseudo singularity. We just got into it basically. We basically just like did the intro pretty much. I haven't studied it. Bro! You need to study, man. As they draw closer, the phonemes resemble into words.
This language deconstruction phenomenon seems to have a limited range. Just now, the limit was around 2 meters.
He quickly jots the new findings on the back of his hand, but the locals shouting robs him of any chance to ponder it further. The clamoring callers surround him. No matter which way he steps, they swarm back in an instant. He tries to convince himself they're nothing but cool data, not real people, not worth his time.
Critter attacks are common in the toy box. Go find the fellow with the glass tank for a head. I need to get to that tower.
Jesus refuses to say no for an answer. Their reality has made the choice for them to keep pushing. Enigma glances down at his timer, 10 hours in the toy box room.
If I waste time on things like this, I won't make any progress on the tower's function before the simulated storm hits. I need to finish the pre-storm protocol before Ulrich does.
Main studying algebra, trio, geometry, and etc. End of the game capacity. It's not that bad. It's basically math. Math is not that bad. It's okay.
If we wait any longer, our friend will get hurt. Please help us.
All the damn pleading. What is this, a time loop?
When needs collide, the result is either a standoff or a concession, and lately Enigma has been favoring the latter. There's not a trace of simulation in the panic on their faces. Not even Laplace's most advanced equipment could reproduce terror so faithfully.
Leads the way.
You know, I should take you to a pier on the island of just math. If only I could bring the old me back for one more exam session. So what's this game about? What's this game about? How do I... Does someone else in chat want to explain what this game is about? Because I don't have the energy right now to do so. They cheer and quickly clear a path towards the reef. On the other side, the emergency comes into view, a pack of critters closing in. I guess I use this team because I storm bad, make people poof, years are going backwards. Pretty much, that's pretty good. But no, this is I don't know if you've ever heard of the game Reverse 1999, but I'll give you at least the title of the game so that you have that at least.
Filter complete. Move carefully.
BRB, gonna eat now, cause hungry. Okay. This reminds me of Skip's story from MiraiShishiou.
Let's get this over with quickly.
Please stay behind.
I'll keep them occupied.
The moment of silence.
I admire your courage.
Flying feathers!
We walk in long nights.
Sharp fangs.
I wouldn't use the new boss type. Oh, very
No matter.
You won't get away. Keep going. For our dream, comrade.
Okay, after this, I'm going to go get some water because I need more water. Does it take much before the critters flee secretly? Even without understanding their language and with parts of it reduced to incomprehensible noise, their movement convey their fury just fine.
Thank you for lending us a hand.
You again.
As he approaches the trapped survivor, Enigma's eyes fall on a figure before him. A simulation of someone he knew better than anyone, built from Greta Hoffman's memory data.
I should have known. This is the only way to the tower.
He mutters under his breath and takes a step forward. It's a waste of time. None of this is real. Just an absurd coincidence generated by the toy box's logic.
I saw you on my previous expeditions.
Oh, you're from the outside. This world is constantly resetting, so I'm afraid I cannot recall our previous encounters.
But
The last time I saw you, you were also on your way to explore the depths of the toy box. Is that the case this time as well? I built a tower there, in the depths, but nothing has changed. I'm no closer to finding out how to stop the storm in here. Listen to me. This is all a simulation, designed to help us find a solution to the storm. No matter what you do, everything will eventually reset to its original state. Nothing will change.
hello, Bachi. I'm late. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Take your time. Post in mods. Thank you, Novu. I will put that in the list for us.
You don't have to waste your time like this. You've already made this journey before. And it is difficult and meaningless.
Hoffman studies Enigma calmly. He's standing right in front of her, blocking the road ahead.
I appreciate your concern. It appears this isn't the first time you've observed our actions. And I'm glad I was able to help you come to your conclusions. However, everything you've said pertains to your business as an outsider. From your point of view, perhaps your claims are correct. But I'll only know if your advice is meaningful to me once I get there myself. When I see that tower with my own eyes.
I've already added it to the auto mod list. Okay. I still like to add it to the bot that I have, just because I might as well just do that because it helps as well. Double,
in any case,
the double on
the
top
last to visit it.
checking is always good.
Whatever I leave behind will help those who come after. Like I've helped you. Besides, if you've already concluded that this is meaningless, why did you return?
Leaving the question to hang in the air, Hoffman brushes past Enigma and follows the road behind him. Enigma doesn't move, the timer ticks on, converting previous time. Oh, precious time Tim knows. A moment later, he sets off down the same road. Rip Hoffman. True, Baji! Alright. I'm going to quickly go get some more water, get snack, and use the bathroom and do a bunch of stuff, because I need to take a quick 5 minutes. Not actually 5 minutes, but quick 5 minute as I call it. So I'll be right back in a little bit. Everyone, please do not do anything you're not supposed to, and please behave yourself. Take full 5 minutes. Okay, thank you. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I am back. Bro, stop getting into my pantry. Literally leave. What the frick? Guys, I'm sick and tired of this. Why do you keep doing this? Nobu, get out of here. Welcome back. Thank you, app. I appreciate it.
I'm heading out.
Wasn't even 2 minutes. Oh, well. You eat eggs while you were gone? No, I did not eat eggs, unfortunately, Bachi. Also, next time you go shopping, can you get me some ice cream sandwiches? I crave a sweet snack. Maybe if they don't cost me an arm and a leg, then sure.
You can heat up the leftovers in the fridge for lunch. Did you hear that, Adler?
What's the appeal of the mountaineering club anyway? At this point, even the neighbors are saying, looking for Greta? She's probably gone mountain climbing.
Or rowing.
The young woman at the door has already laced up her shoes. She stomps her feet on the mat. She shoulders her hiking pack and glances back at her brother as she rises.
Would you like to come?
Let's go. You're welcome, app.
Last time you joined me on the Covendo climb, before we'd even made it back, you said you'd never participate in any weekend sports events ever again. Chess, swimming, or doing those math problems you love? They're all worthy pastimes. There's no need to follow me.
I only came here to get a glass of water.
Look at these people, young. So weird.
Sure. By the way, I need your help for something.
Greta tosses him a set of keys. He catches them, his eyes never leaving the crossword in his newspaper.
What are you poring over now? Planning to lock up Papa's cigarette cabinet behind a code again?
That was just a visionaire cipher. A beginner's puzzle.
Anyway, if you have the time, could you mow the lawn in the back garden? It would make Mama and Papa happy. And you know, I've never asked, what's got you so dead set on Laplace? There are plenty of outstanding research facilities to choose from. Why them?
Because I believe we share the same ideals.
Seriousness in his tone makes her pause. Her hand lingers over the doorknob.
There must be a theory that unifies everything in the universe. Because every puzzle has a solution. The world is like a crossword. If you follow the clues, you'll arrive at an answer. The only answer. An established theory. It's simple, clear, rational. Codes simply rearrange symbols according to a set of rules. Identify these rules, and you can decipher it. If we don't have an answer, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but rather that we haven't discovered it yet. I've attended lectures at Laplace. Their researchers firmly believe they can discover the truth. It's utter conceit. But that's the way it should be.
Greta nods and opens the door with a smile.
I see. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll receive an invitation from them soon enough. I've asked around. They all said age is no matter, nor whether or not you are an arcanist. Laplace opens its doors to geniuses. That's the only requirement. Won't be any trouble for you, Bruderherz.
Thanks, game, for doing this. It was so nice. And you just slam. And I'm like, Jesus, I know, but you don't have to slam me with it. He crouches and sets the flowers down before the headstone. They join other bouquets, white chrysanthemums now spilled over the edge of the stone and onto the grass.
Many people remember you.
Why is Adler not a fishbowl body? You're talking about a different person, Bocce. That's a whole other different person.
Even Museet 3's toy box has a chunk of data, still diligently simulating your stubbornness. But I'm sure you don't want to hear me prattle on about the past.
Whether to convince himself or to push something away, Enigma searches his cluster.
The tower in the toy box. The Tower of Babel we used to solve the language disorder. It isn't the final solution.
Adler twin, robot, Adler. Now I'm confused. Also, I realized, I don't know if you can hear it, but my mic is picking up me drinking water. Which I'm just like, oh, you guys can just hear me, like, sip water and swallow. And I'm like, that is very not great for you guys.
Yes, people are able to use verbal communication to understand each other again. Unprecedented, I know. But this has come at a cost. The piece's cognitive processes have all unified under the same model. Unanimous agreement, unanimous objection. Can this even be considered communication?
He's been staring at the engraved letters for so long that they've started to look strange. It's like this is all some sort of dream.
Ulrich
Do
and
it
I
again
each
for
set
mic
off
check,
on our
'cause
own
wasn't paying
expeditions.
attention.
But in the end, we both decided to destroy the tower and take its core.
Okay, give me a second. I had to make sure he stopped talking first. Okay, I'm gonna sip my water. Okay, there we go.
So, now we have a new problem to solve. The core has a combination lock.
Yep, it registered. Ah! You guys can just hear me! That sounds so bad. Jesus. I'll just drink whenever someone's talking. Then you can't hear me. Because people are just talking.
And I can't make heads or tails of it.
Or I just mute myself every single time. The headstone offers only silence, though that doesn't stop Enigma from working out what Greta's response may have been.
I know. You wouldn't understand. This is supposed to be my specialty. Finding clues, cracking codes. All it takes for me is time.
If game is quiet, we can hear gulps. Great. So basically, either mute myself or like, we just mute. Go up louder so it sounds on purpose. I am not purposefully like trying to gulp like louder. I am just drinking it normally like how I normally just do it.
But my mind's gone rusty. Even my own thoughts have become unreliable. I haven't done any research of my own in a long time. Oh no, just pointless meetings and endless paperwork. Trivial, inconsequential matters have absorbed my every waking moment, grinding the old gears in my head to a halt. I can almost hear them creaking when I try to get them turning again.
You know, the problem with that is you might forget to unmute and then you might be talking to us without us hearing the truth that has happened before.
Perhaps. I've lost the talent I once had.
He nods with a bitter smile.
Maybe one day soon, I'll be using one of X's inventions. Even his simplest robots couldn't do any worse than me.
White chrysanthemums whisper in the drifting wind, and as he falls silent, the wolf's sounds close in.
Oh, Mr. Enigma. You're here too.
He turns towards the voice. Greta's mentee stands behind him.
I have a meeting with the Foundation. This was on the way. You're here to see her again.
Yes, I've brought some new manuscripts for her to see. These manuscripts, I'm going to submit them to the Daydream Post. But I'm not sure whether I'll be rejected again. I used a different recording technique this time, based on the feedback Madame Hoffman gave me once. So, I wanted to show them to her before I got an answer from the magazine. I hope she can see that I've finally figured out what to do with my limitless reading. Instead of focusing on how much I can read, I've decided to focus on the specific truths I can glean from them, to record the story of the storm.
Enigma steps aside. Marcus lays the flowers on top of the documents and sets them both before the headstone.
Without betraying my own principles or Madame Hoffman's teachings, I've managed to find a recording technique that can realize my dream. Of course, it's definitely lacking in a lot of ways.
Marcus manages to say as she means, though not without stumbling over herself. She doesn't know Enigma well. Greta was the lone thread that connected them.
Actually, Mr. Enigma, I never thought you'd come here. Oh, I don't mean that as a criticism. I only mean I understand how you were feeling. But I suppose now you're here, you've found an answer to that question?
Marcus chooses her words with care.
Not yet. But staying like this isn't going to help me think either.
Well, reading takes time, and so does seeking proof.
Perhaps. You probably have a lot to say to her. I'll get out of your way.
Enigma reaches into his pocket and feels the cold metal tube in his palm. He rummages in the other.
What's wrong, Mr. Enigma?
Nothing. Here.
Marcus opens her hands. Enigma drops something into them and turns to leave. She looks down. She knows these candies well. Similar ones could always be found in her mentor's pockets. A sharp, cold scent makes her blink.
Oh, mints.
No, more people just giving me things out of their pocket. Bro! Look! The tense, fruitless meeting finally ends. Enigma stands in the busy hall at Rift. Staff members rush past without noticing him, arms full of files, each load heavier than the last.
Talk about using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. What a meaningless waste of resources.
The communicator rings just in time, cutting off his living contempt for the meeting he'd suffered through just half an hour ago. Hands you this random thing from my pocket, which is...
Adler, if you aren't dealing with anything urgent, please return to the Place as soon as possible.
What happened?
We've made some new discoveries regarding the tower's core. It changes when observed, We need to come up with a new plan.
A bouncy ball, because why not? That is true. I am always good with bouncy balls. I can just bounce them off the wall fruitlessly. Why not? Beginner's Guide to Ciphers, Visionaire Edition. Hey! I know what this is! aka because, I listened to enough Mad Pat talking about ciphers in general, because I have videos sometimes in the background just listening to them. So this one I know because of other reasons, not because of school. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is when she became a vampire. Because during a train event, she was not vampire by that point, right? Nerd maxing at its finest. Thank you.
As you can see, this is the toy box's core.
The core is contained within a metallic frame. At its center, something between a cloud of fog and a jellyfish envelops matter and symbols too strange to name. Sorry.
After running it through some preliminary tests, we discovered its inner contents don't match up with any known arcane material. Our next step would be to record and analyze its center. But there's a problem. The matter and symbols floating in the core seem to change their state every time we observe it.
Without warning, the interior shifts again. Two forms slowly emerge from the fog.
Are those gears?
I think it looks more like the black and white grid of a crossword puzzle. Adler, your observation right now, the observation of a cryptographer with very distinct interests and inclinations, has become a new influencing factor on the core.
I understand. Under these circumstances, analyzing its contents is pointless.
Precisely. But the problems don't stop there.
Orig gestures towards the toy box on the table.
Within the 3-hour period after the core's removal, the environment in the toy box descended into chaos. Understandably so. The core has an unmeasurable quality. It stood to reason that the same quality extended to the toy box.
Hisabeth and I entered the box to verify this theory. With its stabilizing core gone, the environment in the toy box has also become affected by its observers. In fact, we found the level of chaos is positively correlated to the number of observers.
Observer effect. Changing environment.
Familiar, isn't it? Our current situation seems to share many qualities with artificial somnambulism. Hisabeth has gone to get reinforcements. Right on time.
Greetings, Mirai. Hello, what's up? How are you doing? It's been a good long time.
Go on. Time's precious.
Elizabeth steps back. Mesmer Jr. I'm trying to read, but I can't read fast enough. Purchased a toy box. She leans over, peering down at the small, almost real world inside. A textbook zoo hypothesis.
I'm sorry, but this isn't the same as artificial somnambulism.
After a long pause, she delivers her verdict.
I don't come to this conclusion arbitrarily. I've been paying attention to your experiments on this toy box. Look. In your toy box, there's still a vending machine at the entrance to the Laplace laboratories.
It's true, but out here, that vending machine was removed 2 days ago.
Artificial somnambulism creates images based on subconscious memory. It's blurry and malleable. Even with our guidance, memories can still lie to you. That's why we use it primarily for psychotherapy, not simulations for experiments. It's likely this toy box is operating on a set formula based on the environmental conditions that were initially loaded, making it unable to generate things not included in its original dataset.
Oh, Storm Protocol. Yeah, let's go. I like it how, like I said, again, the toy box is designed basically similar, or I don't know if the event is based off of this, but either way, I just like how like the event that you get to play sometimes in some updates has this, and then we see it again here, so I'm like, yay, cool. I get to see things that I recognize. But yeah. Oh, I mentioned this before. I thought I'd mention it again because we didn't really talk about it yesterday, but I mentioned like that it has been a while since we like updated or looked at redeems, I guess. So like I was mostly thinking about like if we need to update or change some of like the more higher priced redeems, less so than like the lower ones, just because I feel like those ones people use often enough. But like if there isn't needs to be changed or people don't think there needs to be changed, that's fine. Unless some people think that maybe as a suggestion or to put out there for changes or things that don't get used. Because like there are definitely things that don't get used as much, so I'm trying to think if there's ways to change it or should I just remove it completely.
Although your observations have turned into a chaotic mess for the time being, it has no inherent ability to change to reflect the real world. That is to say, the data in the toy box is from a static point in the past. If you don't update it, the vending machine will stay. It's this lag in data that gives it stability. That's the best I can offer.
No, your conclusion was very valuable. So it's clear, if we want to progress, there's only one way left. Return the core to the tower and let the toy box restabilize. Then reset it to stop this entropy and return it to its original state.
Really, Nobu? I literally said we don't use some of these and then now you use them? Okay, okay, people don't use this one very often. I don't remember what I need to do. What must I do? Tell me, what must I do? Because I definitely don't remember. Two minutes of no one touch game and mute. Okay. I get to sit in jail. Alright, I'll be back in 2 minutes time. Okay, I'm back. It's been like 2 minutes, or approximately 2 minutes. I looked at the timer.
You mean we regenerate the outer layer of the core to create a combination lock that can easily be analyzed?
God. Oh, you want the pink one very specifically? Okay, well, I actually don't have the pink one for when I have my PNG, so I'm going to rectify your color choice. Only for this time, because I only have this one for when I have my PNG, so. Whoopsie. Boo. I mean, I probably could get the pink one, it's just that you would have to wait. But I will do that later, not now, so I'm going to rectify your color choice.
Correct. Considering the chaos in the toy box, this mission should fall to you and Ulrich. You two are the most familiar with its environment.
Yeah, I could see you. Okay. Oh my god, my game. My game! An all too familiar field of grass appears once more. Happy Wildfire Day. Great.
Why is our starting point always set here?
Wait, 4th of July. Well.
It seems the toy box is more stable than we expected. The topography hasn't changed at all, although we have lost line of sight to the tower.
Firewatch. Peak if. Ulrich looks to the horizon. The tower's spire, once faintly visible, is now swallowed by heavy clouds.
Don't worry. We've already located the tower.
Through the device, Elizabeth's slightly distorted voice brings them their second piece of good news.
Although there have been some slight changes, it still remains northeast of where you are. Just go ahead. We'll sync with your current position and route.
Oh, but can we assume that syncing our data out here won't trigger the observer effect?
Let's go.
Confirming that the core is safe inside the container shoulders the weight.
Please record the time intervals between the toy box's environmental changes.
Data's already been synced.
2 researchers wordlessly move northeast. Seems they have both tactically chosen silence as their safest option.
Enigma, Ulrich. The data is starting to fluctuate. The observer effect will most likely begin manifesting soon. Prepare yourselves.
A halt, a bubble-like barrier drifts across the plain.
Oh, this is like a development on the Rorschach test. I can hardly wait to see what scenes might appear.
How did we end up here?
In a blink of an eye, the plane is gone and they find themselves at the end of a lake.
Environmental changes took 15 minutes this time. No change in the direction of the tower. Sure looks like a nice fishing spot you've ended up in.
As if we didn't have enough problems. A lake? What? Do we have to row a boat now?
I have no particular fondness for natural environments. I think this one's on you, Adler.
Good to see you finally grasp the most important skill of social interaction. Shifting blame. The last time I visited a lake was before I joined Laplace. Admit it, Ulrich. You're curious about them. What happened?
Oh no. I can't see. Your argument is cut short like a television switched off. They are plunged into complete darkness. Help!
The data's becoming more volatile. The toy box is losing control.
At least the communicator's still working.
Enigma feels around inside his pocket and pulls out the core. It has warped violently inside its frame, looking nothing like it did before.
Which direction is the tower?
It's moved. Current position, unclear.
There's no easy way ahead for now, so we'll make a temporary stop here. Check the position again after the next cycle of environmental changes.
Wait, Adler.
Darkness has sharpened your hearing. There's a rustling closing in from all directions.
Looks like we'll have to deal with this first.
I have to do this in the dark? Man, I can't see. My vision's already bad. What do you mean I have to do things in the dark?
My duty lies with you.
Bad eyesight, man. It's horrible.
What odd cipher devices? I suggest we observe how they move first.
No, our time is limited. We should take a page from Medicine Pocket's book and take them apart.
Please stay behind.
I'll keep them occupied.
The moment of silence.
I will remember your sacrifice. Be careful.
The feathers will answer.
Don't worry. My responsibility. Don't worry. Case closed. I'll be sure to write a report and put it on your table.
There we go.
You two all right? We've got the data. The tower's new location. It's extremely close to your position. Wait, that's not right. It's on your position.
Projector fast forward again, tossing them into the new... Oh my god.
Yes, we're under the tower. That certainly saved us some effort.
If the toy box's environment is affected by its observer's thoughts, then did we arrive here so quickly because our goals completely aligned with one another?
Silo, a wish granter and psychoanalysis machine all wrapped into one. This would work wonders for my survey on arcane skills.
Right. Let's get the core into the tower and prepare our next steps.
As they reach for the tower's door, a screaming cry sweeps the air. Raven swoops down from nowhere, snatching the container in its beak and flying into the distance.
Ludwig? Why is he still here?
Verdammt! X, can you follow Ludwig's trail? He's made off with the core!
Not a problem. We've got his arcane fluctuations on record. Just hold for a moment.
Computer hisses with static. A few seconds later, the answer comes through.
The tracking data's been interrupted. We lost him after about 50 meters of flight. Mr. Ludwig has left. Or more specifically, disappeared. Huh. This is residual data. A system error? It'd be best if you interrupt. Evacuate as quickly as possible.
Human was ignores his pleas, which is now reduced to static, jaw clench. he pushes her. Oh my god. Can't read. Gets the door. Against. Oh, he pushes hard against the tower door. It doesn't budge.
All ready. Forced restart.
That object lies on the ground in a spot he.
Greta's badge. She really came all the way here.
Reaches for it without thinking.
Researcher Adler.
What?
They've issued the forced quit alert. No matter what you see, don't approach it. We have to avoid interfering with the data.
But...
Or grabs Enigma by the collar, yanking him off balance. The mystery of the badge goes unsolved. Their bodies begin to disintegrate. Finally, he is pulled from the space. The tower collapses into a cone of light. That's very fun. Bro, this isn't helping because like parts of like the story right now, it's like it's all glitchy. And then I'm like, my game's also glitching. And I'm like, this doesn't help me. It makes it worse, honestly. Wait, how many sections do we even have? At least it seems like. Mirai, why you gooping the tower? I'm sorry, I got excited and I touched things. I walked inside the room, I saw the tiny little figures in the box and I said, let me just touch them. Sorry. My bad. I'll stop touching things. They just looked cool. So I wanted to touch them.
Going mountain climbing again? Where are you heading this time? Watzmann? Nebelhorn?
Spain, actually. To the tallest peak in the Pyrenees, Aneto.
You just finished a field mission. Shouldn't you take more than a day to recover?
I was only helping them establish an organizational system for the Arcanist database in Morocco, and I got plenty of sleep on the plane. What about you? Another late night of research by the looks of it? I've heard the people at Laplace are night owls too. You should fit right in with their schedule.
All-nighter has left Adler looking a little worn, but his eyes are as bright as ever.
A genius's best thoughts always come at night. An overly poetic sentiment, to be sure. But I see it as a rational conclusion based on experience.
Greta shrugs. She has no intention of nagging him about it the way their parents do.
Remember?
I know. Mows the lawn.
Noticing the silence, Greta slows her hand on the door again.
You look like you still have something to say.
This month, it is setting up an Arcanist registry. Last month, it was mediating an Arcanist dispute, cleaning up after the Foundation's mess. I don't think we need more examples. Greta, you're working like a mama sweeping the damn dust behind the door. She sweeps and sweeps, day after day, year after year, to abate a problem that could be solved by simply closing the window.
I know you aren't happy with always having to pick up after her in secret, but you shouldn't let Mama know that. But tell me, Bruderherz, do you think we should close the window forever?
No, what I meant was...
Greta waves her hand.
I never did properly tell you why I joined the Foundation. You're right. Field investigator work is as you say. But there are complicated procedures to follow. The actual situations are so simple, it hardly takes a genius to figure them out. most of the difficulty comes from dealing with officials. It's entirely up to them whether they drop the red tape and empty rhetoric or raise their walls higher. And from a utilitarian standpoint, it's not a rational choice. After all, the promotion prospects are very limited.
Then why do you insist on doing it?
The stubborn confusion in his voice means this won't be a brief chat. She glances at the clock on the wall, hesitates, and shifts the weight of her backpack.
Adler, have you heard of Mount Godwin Austen? They call it K2.
The second highest mountain, after Mount Everest.
That's right. I like the name K2. Just a letter and a number. It's direct, bare, concise, unembellished. It perfectly captures the image of a brutal peak. That mountain has a higher death rate among climbers than that of the world's highest peak. Once you choose to climb it, you've already put your life in the harsh hands of nature.
Definitely lagging. I hate it.
Even among mountaineering clubs, amidst the praise for your determination, I trust the majority of people would still exclaim, "Do you have a death wish?"
I don't follow.
The view from the peak of K2, it's different from yours, from the University of Göttingen, or from any other place in the world. That's what those people with a death wish are trying to obtain. Of course, most Foundation field investigators don't face such extreme conditions. I don't understand Arcanum. I don't understand the Arcanists it creates either. But these things are deeply rooted in our world. The Foundation is a great fulcrum, a window, a place to observe, and to participate. Even if I wanted to, there's no avoiding dealing with all kinds of Arcanists and Arcanum. They hide, tucked away among the many interwoven branches of bureaucracy. This is a view gained only by joining the Foundation. Each Arcanist becomes a new case study, because no matter how bizarre the phenomenon, once it is systematically documented and analyzed, it always falls into a chain of logic. Adler, why are you looking for a unified theory?
To make the world concise, summarizable. It must be noble and reliable to be suitable for life.
Do you think society can also have such a theory? Something that can integrate all this disordered, chaotic fragmentation and allow Arcanists and Arcanum to find a place among rationality? I believe that's what I'm doing now. I see these endless missions as brute force exhaustive research, like foolishly trying to count every grain of sand on a beach. Once complete, it will give a full view of both humans and Arcanists, founded in rationality and worthy of trust. You could call it Hoffman idealism. It certainly seems to be in both our blood, Bruderherz.
All right. Isn't it by time you left?
Gerda pays no mind to her brother's embarrassed huff. Something else has occurred to her.
I heard Laplace is experimenting on arcane skill fusions these days. They plan to distribute equipment infused with the power of incantations to us investigators.
I'm not going to put my faith in some inexplicable magic weapon.
I expected you'd say as much. Then this might be more your speed. It's a Luger pistol, a regular firearm able to be disassembled and reassembled as you see fit.
A pistol?
I also have one. It's a Foundation-issued pistol for field investigations. I'd say I already have a solid eye for it.
Greta, what kinds of missions are you going on that require guns?
While extreme circumstances are rare, they are bound to happen eventually. In those cases, it doesn't hurt to have a gun. That goes for both of us.
She throws her pack on her shoulders. The half-open door swings wide, and the morning sunlight spills over.
I'm heading out now.
Greta, wait!
Time waits for no one, Bruderherz. I have to go eventually. For every mountain in the world, There will always be someone who seeks to climb it.
Oh no. He pounds his fist against the door. It doesn't move. The door he knows well, the door he has always wanted to open. By door, he had once opened the door that...
Mr. Adler?
Snaps back to reality. He stares at his colleagues in the class meeting room. Missouri Borington.
You've been out of sorts during our recent meetings, Adler. You should get more sleep. Sleep is a vital function for humans.
Thank you for your considerable insights into human nature. But that's quite enough.
Just gonna... I was gonna say, like, not really my place to say how you should deal with your stuff, but you should probably deal with it so then it makes your life easier to try and function and do other things that you're supposed to be doing. Just a thought.
Now to our current situation. We need to figure out our next steps.
The conversation resumes, and the geniuses will leave behind the trivial matter of sleep.
Ludwig's reappearance has introduced a serious problem. The core is no longer in our hands. Our crossword puzzle has been torn to shreds, and we have no leads to speak of. Even the most skilled cryptographer can't reverse engineer a key out of thin air.
Seems like an easy fix to me. I say we take apart the toy box. Ludwig and the core are both in there, right? So take it apart. Let all its elements reset to their original states individually, then it'll be a breeze to analyze.
That's too reckless, Researcher Medicine Pocket. Dismantling the toy box might cause significant data loss. Or possibly even destroy the toy box itself. Then we'll be without any research subject at all.
Well, sitting here overthinking everything isn't gonna produce any results either.
Just reset it. We can continue with our original plan.
Enigma cuts in, stopping the argument before it starts.
The toy box remains unstable. If we reset it in its current condition, there's no telling whether we'll return everything to its original state, or just cause even more chaos.
Why does this stupid-ass bird have to ruin everything? Like, bruh! Damn, birds, they annoying sometimes, man.
Ludwig's signal is still near the tower. We'd better come to a decision before he leaves.
No more hesitating. There's no use in waiting. Plus, since the data is restored after each reset of the toy box, we can start by assuming that the mishap with Ludwig has been fixed. We start with a hypothesis, then we test it.
Okay, it's like 2:42, so it's almost like almost 3 hours. We still need to watch the trailer for Star Rail and still talk about it. I'm just gonna do it a bit earlier now. I might as well, just because I don't know if the next section is gonna be long or not. And I've set aside time anyways for us to play it next week anyways, and I'd rather us take our time to play through it than to like rush through it. So I'll just leave it here for today, and then we'll do more of it next week. So I just need to quickly make sure I have everything first, and then I will turn things on for you guys so you can actually see things. But I was gonna say, so far this update is basically like I don't know how to feel about it, man. Half of it's like a guy trying to deal with his in denial about his dead sister. The other half is like, yo, we need to come up with like results so then we can still do whatever the heck we want, so then we don't have like other people looking down over our shoulders and telling us what to do. I'm just like, guys, what are we doing? So I think it's kind of funny. But also at the same time, it gives me a headache because that means I have to deal with people and things, and I'm like, I hate dealing with those things. You see the new artwork for the collab? No, I have not. For Reverse, I definitely have not, but I can probably pull it up in a minute. And I'll quickly pull it up. Here. Here. I probably, like I said, I can probably quickly pull it up if I just pull on my Twitter. Is it on Twitter? I'm assuming that all things are on Twitter. I can look things up. As usually things are here on Twitter. They're usually there. Oh, I see Bird. That's Bird. That's dude doing things at the beginning of the thing. Very fun. Let's see here. Oh, that's last update. Let me... Okay, do I have to Google things? Is that what I have to do? Here, I will... There we go. Oh, I was gonna say that's not too long ago. Did this trailer already came out? It was like, yeah, April 20th. I probably saw it, but I just don't remember. I forget things. Oh, this is what's in the trailer. I'll look for it more in depth later because a simple Google search does not seem to yield what I want. So I will look it up later for more in-depth searching. I just don't want to like spend too long on it and then I'm like, I can't finish doing other stuff too. Okay, let's watch this trailer for 4.4 for Star Rail. Then we can look at what's inside the trailer specifically, and then we can do some fun things. I saw it in the Discord server. Oh, okay. I'm not in the Discord server, so I wouldn't have seen it. I mean, if you want to like take a screenshot of it and then post it in the Discord, then I can look at it, but otherwise I'll have to find it later. Okay, let us have a watch of this. Just gotta make sure that the sound is on, so then I'm not just turning this on and then you guys can't hear anything.
The coast, where the Tower of Infinity slumbered, where the Express set off once more. Or, as I frequently call it, where repeated mistakes begin. Prosperity breeds corruption, and suffering forges heroes. The myriad colors return to the home.
If there's nothing ahead of us, then we'll trailblaze a path forward with our own hands! Starblazer!
No. Oh, I just want the mech, man.
This is the resistance I have been looking for.
Kid, if you can't find me, just look up at the stars.
Oh.
As always, I'll be there to light up the entire night sky for you.
You saw a path no one had ever trod before. Then you
Oh no. Nope.
Don't be afraid.
What the fuck?
I'm here.
Oh no. The fuck? What was that shit? Oh wait, hold on a minute. We need subtitles here. Hold on a minute, guys. Okay, let me pause real quick. Let's just quickly talk about what happens in the update before we talk about what happens in the collab. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit here. Because we're gonna need the subtitles because I didn't realize we're doing Japanese here. Sorry, I thought they would obviously they would have it in Japanese. Why would they not have it in Japanese? I'm being dumb. But sorry, let's talk about it for a minute before we transition, because that ending was like that went crazy for a moment. Oh my god, this is gonna be sad. She's gonna die. Oh my god. Yeah, as much as like I was like, oh, like I know like because I've talked about this before, right? Where like technically Star Rail is supposed to be like a quote unquote sequel game for like Impact the Third, but like Welt is like the only one-to-one character from both games, and other people in this game only have names of other characters from Impact the Third. And I know people were memeing like, oh, is Himiko gonna have like the same sad ending as other Himiko in Impact the Third? And I like how like in that one moment I was like, huh, did I just get baited into thinking something bad was gonna happen to Himiko, but in truth it's us that is the problem? Because literally I looked at that, I'm like, oh, we're literally just going to explode, and that is not fun. Just because of the thing that is inside of us. That is not gonna be very fun. So that's not great. Also I like how I think Dan Hang and March were also in I think Dan Hang was in his other form, not in Imbibitor, which is the one for Amphorius, and then March was Evernight, which I thought that was kind of interesting. And then we have flashbacks of other things there as well. There was a couple of flashbacks there at the end too. I was gonna go back afterwards and look at it in more detail, but I thought I'd just talk about that one moment at the end really quick because I was like, oh the fuck. That hit me. I wasn't expecting that. So let's continue on watching this, and then we can watch the collab stuff here. Okay, let's just click this. No, I turned on the subtitles. Oh, they're... It's automatically generated, so they're not good. Oh, 7 Himiko. Alright, okay, so they're just talking about the stuff that's gonna be... Hold on a minute, I just want to see. Okay, now they're talking about what's in the actual update. Okay, so we can go back and rewind and look at things now. Okay, let me rewind, because I want to rewind for a solid moment here. Okay, let me just rewind. I gotta do it also in slower speed, because I'm going to be veg. Nope, I made it faster, not slower, because I clearly know which way to go. Sometimes. No, I'm joking. Okay, that's probably slow enough, right? Yeah, that's slow enough. All right, let's rewind here. Let me scroll. Yeah. They did change into their other forms, which I think is kind of funny. Anyways, oh yeah, you can see them all right here. Yo, Sunday this time is not fucked this time, which I think is great. He's actually participating in doing stuff. It seems like some really weird rewinding stuff is happening, right? Because it seems like in this section right here of the trailer, like Himiko gets her, you know, her SP form, she gets the mech. We beat Asta, and then we have some weird rewinding shit happening. And then it turns out that we lose somehow. And then we have Himiko here trying to block the attack. What's happening here? Let me rewind here. Slow mo. Are we doing the everything's flashing before our eyes thing? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is the flash here? No, it's back here. Hold on a minute. Oh, I literally saw it right there. I saw it. What the fuck? What is this? What do we do? The fuck? This is Blade Sword. Is that Fireflies? I'm pretty sure this is. I don't own Firefly, so I don't know, but this ain't ours. And I don't know what's going on here. There's Silver Wolf's glasses. What? Yes. Okay, good. I'm not just bad at recognizing things. Is there anything else here in the background that I can discern of anything? Oh, I think this is Firefly's, like, her clip in her hair, I think. Based on how it looks. What did we do? Is this like an alternate universe, or did we do this already? I'm always dying this patch. Literally, what's happening? I have no context for this, so for all I know, this is some like weird messed up universe or thing that's happening because he's just doing random shit. But either way, either if this is true or not, this is a messed up shit. Okay, this is us standing in a room? Oh, I mean, this room doesn't give us much context of anything. It's just us standing in a room with a bunch of TVs. Oh, there's Finon. Hi, man. Okay, and then we saw this. Hey, at least she's there if we just go blazoom. Oh, so I saw something. Hold on a minute. Anyways, MC realizes she's in a diff universe, so she just kills everyone for the love of the game. True. Also, I love how we have our little guy here, which I just because, like, I don't think this is canon in any way, but I just think it's funny because it's Gilgamesh. My brain's just like, oh, this is just like Enkidu. This is green. So I'm just like, that's just funny to think. I doubt that that is that's the reason, but you know, maybe that's the reason. I just thought it's just funny. So there's something else I saw in here that popped up that I was like, what the heck? No, Gil, I don't care about you, but it is near here, so I need to pause for a minute. Oh, here it is. Not these three people. I'm talking about this guy. Why are you here? Like, these 3 people, sure, it makes sense. These 2, because they're new. This guy, because I'm upset, and I can't believe they put him here, and he's not playable still. Fuck them. Oh, yo, how could you do this to me? How? I just want my man. And then Saber's all the way here. I don't know why you're here. Finon, you do not belong in the squad. Where is Archer? What the fuck happened? Did they put in the wrong person? What are you doing here? The Lancer slander never ends. True. Like, there's like a part of me that's like, why would you insert a guy in a collab only to make him an NPC? Like, that's my question, right? So that's why I said to people, I'm like, alright, this guy, he better be dead. Like, every other time he ever exists. Is that he better die, and that better be the reason that he is not a playable character in, you know, in Hoyo for the collab. Because there should be no other reason. Like, we did talk about, like, we did mention, like, oh, because in, like, you know, in FGO, his ult is, like, you can roll to get insta-kill. So that might be a problem to transfer that into, like, you know, into HSR. But I'm like, okay, just remove the insta-kill. You don't have to have the same stats. You can just have it look. I think the thing that people care about most is, like, the aesthetic and, like, kind of the functionality if you swap it with something else. I mean, the worst case scenario, you just have the really bad low rolls all the time. So, but yeah, I'm just like, people, why do you bother putting him in? So, like, this is the only time I'm gonna say this about my man is that I hope he's dead by the end of this collab, because otherwise I will write a furious Twitter post and be like, oh yo, and you votable. Why would you not make this guy a playable character in your collab? And you still have him in the fucking story. Like, I need to know. Magic. True. Like, they just magically poofed fight on there. I just think it was just funny because all the the FGO characters are here, you know, in the collab trailer section, and then Finon's just here, and I don't see Archer here, so I just think it's kind of weird. So I'm like, did we accidentally replace someone by accident when we did this this trailer and swapped out the wrong person? By the way, he dies every time. I know he dies every single time, Bachi. That's why I complain all the time about him. I'm like, why do I bother watching anything? Because I know he dies. Which is my sentiment when I watch Heaven's Feel, like, the very first time when it, like, came out. Because by that time, I realized this man just dies every single time. So, literally, in that movie, I was like, oh, he's having a cool fight sequence. I'm only here watching it for the cool animation. There's literally no other reason, and even then, I'm like, I don't need to bother because this animation company does good animations anyways. He'll lose anyways, even though somehow he's kind of winning this fight. Like, it's inevitable. And also, like, I'm gonna be honest, the way he loses is really dumb. It's like, who can ult faster? Which I'm just like, realistically, you just made it so the other person ult faster. Like, it's kind of dumb, and it makes me sad. So, yes, Bachi, I complain every single time. This man needs to live, but he doesn't live at all. He just dies all the time, and I cry. I agree, we need coup. Thank you, what's up? Thank you. Someone at least agrees with me. It's just hard keeping the tradition alive. Not a tradition, it's just a fact, Bachi. It's a fact of my favorite character. He just dies. But, like, I hope that is the reason. Like I said, like, because, like, after the first part of the collab, I was like, why did they insert him if they're not making him playable, right? So my reinstatement is, I hope that this time around they don't do the same thing, and because this is the second part, I hope that they actually, you know, are like, yeah, he is not playable for both parts because in the end he just ends up dead, then I'll be like, sure, fine. It's just a known fact that this guy just dies a lot. Fair enough. But if he doesn't end up dead by the end of the second part for the collab, I will just write that furious Twitter post and question them. Because there's no other reason. No other reason. Because, like I said, even if it's mechanical issues in terms of like what I said about his ult, like you can work around it and do other things, right? Like I don't think it's not possible. As long as you know, balance it well, and it does. And I don't think that that's like a problem that they've had with the other characters. It's not a big deal. Ku made more of a Ryusov than Rin. Yeah. I mean, like, Gil being there is like, Gil's just there because he's Gil and he's popular, and I get that. Like, I was surprised about Rin. Not to say that, like, I don't think, you know, she's not popular and people don't like her or whatever, right? But then, like, people were, like, talking about, like, oh, her alt is Ishtar's alt, if you guys know anything about FGO, which is a totally other different person. The only thing that is similar about Ishtar and Rin is that they have the same ass face. But then Nobu brought up the fact where there are some characters in the game, like AK my dad, who are, you know, like, for example, like servants. But then they borrow other people's body. Or like when we played Shimotsa, where we have Musashi. Not Musashi, Muramasa. Sorry. Wrong person. Sorry. Both M's. And then my brain's just like, wrong person. Point is, we're like, okay, Nobu brought up the point of, is Ishtar just borrowing Rin's body and then just letting her use her alt? But then I'm just like, why though? Is it purely because of the reference of because Ishtar and Gil have like beef with each other? Not really beef, but things. So people are like, is that the reason or other reasons? So like for Rin to be here, they also have to give me a good reason. Because like if you're gonna just like kind of just be like, we put her there for no reason and we gave her this alt, then I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? You better give me a reason for it. That's why I was like, I'm interested to see why she has Ishtar alt and what is the reason. Are we borrowing the bodies? Did we just randomly grab Ishtar's weapon from Gil? Or did, like, I don't know, like, Archer make her weapon or something? I don't know. What if they secretly added Lancer playable, but only as a 4-star unit? You know what, Machi? If they did add him as a 4-star unit, I'd still pull for him. And if anything, I'd be surprised because they don't make 4-star units anymore. They make 5-star, like 5-star units only now. After, like after Moz, which would have been the beginning of Amphorius. They basically have not made a 4-star since then, which I'm kind of sad because there are some characters I feel like that could be 4 stars, and I like some of the designs of the 4-star like units. Like some of my favorite characters outside of the 5 stars are like some of the 4 stars. So I'm sad about that, but you know, Hoya's just like scaling the game. You must have 5 stars. I shrug my shoulders. I don't know. When is this? We will go over that. We're just looking at some frames in the trailer because I just happened to see things pop up in the trailer and I thought I'd point them out because I thought it was funny. But we will look at the actual details in a minute. No. Muramasa is a descendant of Shiro, right? Is he? I thought he was borrowing Shiro's body. I don't know much about this character other than he just showed up in Shimotsa, so correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, I don't know. That is what I'm saying. Rin being here makes no sense. Yeah. So I guess what's up? I will see what is the reason for Ku not being playable, and then everyone, because everyone's complaining about the Ishtar ult and Rin. We will all see why is Rin here when why is she here. So we'll see what happens with her. What's up? What if Ku and Gil are 5-star, but very dependent on buffs and sig weapons. I'm just a sedge. Yes, kind of. Okay. Yeah, because I'm not sure. I'm just like, for some people I know we're borrowing bodies for some other characters, but for Muramasa, I'm not sure. So I was like, I think I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. I'm very less confident about that one. Some other people I'm a bit more confident about. AKA my dad. My dad is 100% I'm confident in that answer. That's the only confident answer I can submit. Okay. What if they're setting this up for FGO team up comp with Archer and Saber? So Bocce, I know from leaks in terms of animations and ults and stuff that they have leaked. Some leakers did leak. If you have Rin and Archer together, you get a combination alt animation. If you put Saber and Gil together, they also do a combination alt kind of different animation type thing. If you want to see, you can Google it. Also Ishtar does have Rin body. Ishtar does have Rin. Okay, then that might be the case then here. That because people are like, oh, Rin by default has Ishtar alt. So people are like, what's up with that? That's kind of random. Because every, like, her basic attacks, her skill is very, like, to Rin's character from the anime, but then all of a sudden she just has Ishtar alt. So everyone's like, why did you give her a basic attack and a skill that is very reminiscent of her as her own character in the anime, but then you give her Ishtar alt, which has, like, you know, nothing to do with her if you're only talking about anime of her, unless you're talking about, like, Ishtar borrowing Rin's body, which what's up brought up, but that seems a little odd in this kind of weird mix-up combo. So I don't know what they're doing. FGO data book and stuff. Okay. Saber and Gil? No. Yeah. So if you don't no, I don't know if you care about spoilers. I can tell you what their alts, like their combination alts look like. You can Google this to look at it, but I can just tell you if you care. But from what I know is that in terms of league teams, it seems like Gil in general is like a DPS that you can use with other characters in the HSR game. So he's a more like flexible like DPS character that you can use in other teams. You don't have to use them specifically with other like FGO characters. But in terms of Rin, at least based on the leaks, it seems like she is mostly used for Archer to buff him. So if you are pulling for Rin, there's a highly chance that she's mostly used for Archer. And she's not as flexible as Gil is outside of being there to just buff Archer. At least from what most people have said. I don't know has that changed much, because the kit hasn't came out yet and stuff like that, because like the update doesn't come out till like the 14th. So they're not going to put out trailers and stuff and their kit 100% out until it gets closer to then. So probably sometime this coming week they'll probably do it. But yeah. So there's a chance, like, I already said that I was gonna get Gil just so then I can own. Well, actually, I don't care about owning all the characters because I didn't pull for Saber. I still don't have her. I only have Archer because he was free. And then we can talk about pulling characters for the collab in a bit because we'll go through that stuff here. But Gil and Saber, that's where I draw the. Gil better be a huge AoE DPS. I don't know. Like I said, Bocce, I can't say because the kit is not out yet. They don't have the full confirmed kit. It's just whatever has been leaked. Definitely know he is DPS, but otherwise, like, I don't think it surprises that he is a DPS. I'm gonna look at video. Which video? What's up? Sorry. I've said a lot of things, and I'm just like, what? I don't care about spoilers. I don't play HSR. Okay. Lol. Sorry. Okay, Nono wants to know about alts for... Okay. So for Archer and Rin alt, basically, not because why Gil just bring Shiro or even Yuritsu. True. Thank you for the headpat. So for Rin and for Archer's alt that they have together, their alt animation is basically like Rin doing the Ishtar alt, except the only difference is that basically Archer just makes a bunch of like his weapons that he uses to like shoot with, and then he like makes them for Rin, and then she shoots instead. Obviously I'm simplifying this and explaining it to you, and it looks a lot cooler than how I'm explaining it. And then Gil's and Saber's is that basically Saber is like fighting, and then you have Gil just basically just open firing pretty much behind her, and he doesn't wait for her like say anything, he just openly fires, and then she's like she pauses and turns around, and they do a slow-mo moment where she like turns and like dodges one of like the weapons from hitting her, and she like spins around, and then you have an explosion in the behind, and then in front of the explosion you just have Saber just pointing her sword at Gil and being like, what the fuck, man? And then Gil's just like standing there being himself as normal. Not because why Gil... Oh, no, I didn't read that. So UBW mixed with Ishtar and NP. Yeah. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Kind of. Gil and Artorio real haha toxic romance. Yeah. I think for me, I feel like Gil's and like Saber's is just more funny to me, because I'm just like beef, and Gil's just being Gil, and I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Now Saber and Gil, very sedge. Hey, I'm not the one who decided to make these combos together, okay? I'm just the one who's just relaying the messages to you, okay? So don't look at me. Look at the people who are responsible for the collab. Okay, so the update comes out July 14th. And then we're gonna scroll to the bottom section here. So phase 1, we have the new Himiko, which is Himiko Nova. And then we have our 4-star banner, which is Maz, Henya, and Serval. And then for the rerun characters in phase 1, we have Sparksy. Oh, it's so funny that they have their reruns. Evernight and for Minister Terra. Which is kind of funny because they actually use these forms in the update, which is funny. And then we have the same 4 stars. Is that still phase 1? Yeah, that's still phase 1. Okay. Let me look at the top here so then I can make sure that I'm not relaying the wrong messages. Yeah, okay. And then afterwards, we have the collab, which then we have Rin, and then we have Gil, and then which then will be released on July 24th, which I think is also the day the collab is, I believe so, when that's happening. Oh, right, after my birthday, isn't that a good gift? Fun how Gil's skill is called... True. I also think it's so funny that he has like one of those little creature guys on his shoulder in the trailer, and I'm like, it's green and white. Same color scheme as Enkidu. Anyways, and then we have their light cones for all the characters. And then phase 2, we have our rerun characters. Thank you for the Hydra, Bachi. We have Seirdra, Anaxis, and then Aventurine. We still have the same 4 stars, and then we have light cones. They just repeat. Okay, they're just repeating this. Yep, they just reorganized it here. Okay, and then we have the new Trailblazer mission here, which is just a continuation of where we left off before with Asa Promad. And then we're going to have to deal with him with the Astral Express. And then we have the fake collab as well, which is... Oh, I like how it's categorized as a continuation quest, which I think is funny. Oh, never mind. I thought the collab will be on the 14th. Nope, it is not on the 14th. And then we have new maps, and then we have all the summaries of all the fun stuff, all the events and all that jazz. Yeah, the 24th is when the collab comes out. Yeah. I'm gonna just scroll really quick to see what else that they have here. Okay, they are not going to talk about it down here, so I'm going to bring it up here. Okay, so in the event section, Okay, here in this event section. So for the collab, am I going to pull it up, or are they going to have it here? Oh, here it is. So, sorry, I want to just make sure. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You know, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, so for the collab. Okay, so for the collab, you can basically claim either a free Gilgamesh or a free Archer. You can only pick one. You cannot pick two. So when you log in to the game, when the collab is up on the 24th, you basically can either pick one or the other. So you can pick whichever one you want and then pick that one. If you don't pick that one, you're going to have to pull them. So you can decide which one you care about more. I'm probably going to pull for Gil because I already have Archer because he was free before. And I probably will not pull for Rin because I don't use Archer enough in the game to warrant me to pull for her. I also don't have Saber, so I will be fine with it. Alright, Archer is a limited time free character, right? Yes. And then for light cones, you can have either a copy of Archer's light cone or Gil's light cone if you spend 200 star special passes on the banner. So for the collab banner. So if you spend that much, then you can get a free one. So basically, if you want to spend your money, you can get free. If you don't, then that's fine too. Just pull. I'll take Archer and Rin. I hope Saber and Rin have a combo alt. From what I can tell, they don't. So the combo alts are strictly from what I know and from what the leaks have told. Like I said, I don't know if they'll probably show it anyways in the when they officially come out and stuff like that, and they show trailers about them a bit more. But from what I know, based on the leaks, Rin and Archer only have one, and Saber and Gil only have one. So those are like the two characters together. They have funny extra alt animations. And because I only have the two men and not the women, which I just think it's hilarious that both the men are the free options, I don't have any of the women. Very on point for me. Only the men. Oh, whaling means free something too? Yeah. Yeah, so if you spend On the banner, if you spend a pull, like if you spend 200 pulls on the collab banner, you can basically get a free light cone as well. So basically, like, say for example, you get, I don't know, Archer, and you want to pull for, I don't know, Rin and Gil. If you pull 200 pulls, you can get a free light cone, as an example. And then your 7-day login, make sure you do that. And then the usual stuff is here for the other events, new planers, new items for material, and then new boss, which we're going to skip through that. Currency war update, which we add the characters, which is for Murtax, Nova for Himiko, and then you have Rin and then Gil added to currency wars. And then Sparksy gets a skin. This is not the best quality, but I think this gives you the general idea. No, Salter and Gil would make a good combo. I hope I could get it because I might start playing HSR. You know, it is what it is. So if you want to get Sparksy an outfit, here it is. You can look at it more specifically. And this is a paid skin. So if you want it, you gotta pay for it. And then we get new pet. It is in the Stardust store. So if you want to get this little companion, you have to get him. I think this is currency for endgame content, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then new fashion, which is we get a headpiece for Lygus, which I'm very sad again for. Again, you can get it in the Stardust shop for more endgame content stuff. Optimization and updates. Oh, basically they just make it easier for you to level up your characters and light cones to specific levels based on how much material you already have and stuff like that. And then to make instant claim rewards, basically just making it easier to claim your rewards. And that is pretty much it. Yep, that's everything in the update. So that is pretty much everything there for us in terms of what is in the update. Which is gonna be fun because I can't wait for all this. Okay, I am definitely excited about this update because A, I get to find out what the shit is happening with the main story, but also at the same time, I am a little bit confused and concerned about what is happening in the collab a little bit because I didn't like the first half of the collab. Because honestly, I was kind of upset about it before. Because, like, I thought, like, for the first half of the fake collab with HSR, I was like, oh, I just want, like, I know these two properties, and I like these two properties, and I'm okay with just the two things existing together in a collab, and it's all good. Until I actually played the story, and I was like, no, I do not like this as much as we did an entire section to joke about something. The joke went on for too long, and overall, the story was, like, meh to me. The only reason why I say this now is because Reverse 1999 did their collab with Assassin's Creed, and I said, oh, I was asking for too little of HSR, and I really should have asked for more, because Reverse gave me more. On a property that I basically knew, like, nothing about, which I think is hysterical. And then Mua had their collab with Edgerunner, so I'm just like, huh. The two games, the two gacha games that I play had a collab with two properties that I basically know, like, very little or next to nothing about. And those two are my favorite collabs for a gacha game that I play. My least favorite one is the one that has the two properties that I know. And I'm just like, how? If anything, the collab that I should like the most should have both properties that I know of, but it's not my favorite one, which makes me sad. So I'm hoping that the second half of the fake collab for HSR is a lot better. Because if it's not, I'm gonna toss in the garbage and be sad about it. And curse the universe and be like, what the fuck? Because I honestly don't want to deal with it. This reminds me of how I started Genshin. It was a YouTube ad for Eula, I think, and I joined at the very end of 1.5 and start of 1.6. Wow, Eula? That was a long time ago. I only say this is because I'm a day one Genshin player and I quit playing Genshin after Natlin. Which I'm sad because all I had to do was power through Natlin and then I would have been in Nodcry and I would have been like, yes, Nodcry. And then we went back to Sumeru and beat the crap out of Dottore, which I have been, yes, I beat the crap out of Dottore, which I didn't get to do. And then now we're going to Snezhnaya, which I'm like, oh. So basically all I had to do was power through one thing. Which no way I could have done because Genshin too long for me to power through that way. And also the only person I cared about in Natlin was one guy. One guy. And that's it. Which I'm not saying that this one guy isn't cool enough to do it for, but it's just a lot to do it for one guy. So I just said I'm gonna quit. I'll just watch the rest of the story unfold on YouTube because people post their playthrough, so I'm fine with that. I'll just experience it through other people. Now, will you build the blonde or leave in the dustbin? Okay, the only reason why I said that I would... Okay, besides picking Gil as the free character, because I'm like, why am I picking Archer again when I already have him as a free character? I might as well pick the other guy who is also free. I did say that he is more flexible to play with other characters, so as much as I don't like him, I'll probably build him. Watch him somehow get the best stats for his relics when I'm just trying to just do it the same way like I do it for everyone. Somehow the universe will roll good and just give me all the stats I need, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because it will happen. Also, then I could do the funny joke of putting him and My Day in the same team, just for the lulz, because people will draw funny fan art about it. But yeah. To answer your question, Nobu, I will build him. Unreluctantly, though. And for the brutal redrum of who, bro, I just want him to be in the game. And I just want him to exist. That's all I ask. Because I started March of 2021 with GAA, I think. You can skip Natlin through Nodcry. Shocked me. Not gonna... Wait, you can? Wait, I can just not finish I can finish Natlin and just play Nodcry. No, I can't. I'm already past that point where they've already finished the entirety of Nodcry and finished the entirety of the rerun for Sumeru. It's too long and it's too far away. I can't be bothered to go back. I can't return. I said the day that I pick up another gacha game, which was Triple Z, is the day I drop one, which means that I drop Genshin forever. It's fine. I've made peace with it. My making peace with it means because my artifacts just suck. As much as I grind, my artifacts are not even half decent in terms of the main stats or substats. At least for all my other gacha games that I play, whether it's WUA, Triple Z, or HSR. At least if I play and try to build a character for a week, I'll at least get, somewhat good, relics, artifacts, whatever you want to call them, for that character, and then I'll get some that are not as great, but I can work with, some off pieces, right? At least those games, they're doable. I can do it. I can do it for a week or a week and a half, however long it takes me to build that character. I can do it, and it's reasonable. But Genshin is not. I can work on the same guy for 3 months, and I could get nothing. Nothing. And that's the reason why I said this is enough. I can't do it anymore. I'm just done. Because there's not a single Genshin character I own that I think is a DPS. No, other than my funny Kokomi weird alt DPS thing that I did, because I think that's really funny. But other than that, there's not a single DPS character I own in my Genshin account that is actually built good. at least for like Triple Z, Wuwa, and like for HSR, I can be like, yeah, I have a couple people here that are built pretty okay, pretty good, or close to the stats that they need, and they're doable, and I can play with them. And like, even though I'm bad at playing the game, they can still be functional. So yeah, I just gave up. The reason why I said my funny Kokomi doesn't count is because my Kokomi, like, she's a support character. She's a healer. And she has, like, negative crit, I think. She has a negative stat by default. But I don't remember what the negative stat is. I'm pretty sure it's crit. For some reason, whatever I did, I made her ult do damage when her ult isn't supposed to do damage. I don't remember the artifacts off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure if I looked at my Hoyo Lab account, I can probably show you her artifacts and we could probably figure it out. But yeah, my Kokomi, when she ults, she does damage. So I think it's funny because I'm like, my support does damage only when they ult. But yeah, that's just a funny thing. Plus PC would kick the bucket just reinstalling Genshin. That is true. I am not going to do that because Genshin is too big. Well, it could be worse. I spent a long time just building Yoimiya. Do we look at HSR special program? No, we did not look at the special program. Why? What's up? Is there something there that needs to be addressed? Yes, we checked what's to be expected. Yeah, we did look at like a site that tells us what's in the special program. We didn't watch the special program specifically. Crit rate with negative 100, so no damage, but only heals. Yeah. Because I was like, I know she by default comes with like a negative stat. I just don't remember what is the negative stat. Because I remember people are like, she is basically a healer because she of negative stat, which I'm pretty sure it's the crit rate stat. But yeah, I just think it's funny. For some reason and somehow I made her do it, and I'm like, huh? I only knew this is because I randomly was like fighting people and I ulted and I'm just like, why are some of these people dead? Like I didn't hit them or anything. I didn't even auto. I just pressed the ult button. Why are you dead? You're not like that. And you were like low on HP and I didn't hit you or anything. You're just dead. What the fuck? I just ult. People manage to reach positive crit rate. I'm scared of them. That is true. Actually, I'm curious. I should just look this up because we're talking about it. Did I ever? I don't think I did. Hoyo. Do I have to sign into my Hoyo Lab? I'm pretty sure I'm already signed in. Am I already signed in? If I'm not signed in, I'm not gonna bother to look it up because I don't want to log into my computer again. Also, that means I need to make another chart for my, like, who did I pull for and stuff, because the last time I made a chart for this was, 3.7, which was... Oh no, 3.7 was the end of Amphoria, so I just have to wait until, like, 4.5 to do, like, an updated, pull history, because I do a pull history thing for HSR, where I just, like, tell people, where I just post on my Hoyo Labs, like, who I pulled for, and, like, what and why I pulled. Like, one of them, I literally said for, like, 3.0 to 3.7, I basically pulled, like, every single, like, banner for Amphorius, except for, like, except for, like, two, I think for 2 updates, and that's it. But every other, like update and banner I basically pulled for Amphorius. So I'm like, it made me sad because I had to pull for so many people. But I'm getting off topic. Let me look for my Genshin stuff. Genshin. It should be in the... Should be in this thing, right? Nope. This is not the right thing. Oh, look for my stats for me. No. No, that's the wiki. That's the interactive map. I need to get this. I need to download this on my phone to actually see this, because like that's just kind of annoying. No, this is a simulation for doing Spiral Abyss. This is not my data. How do I get it? I like how I know where it is on my phone, but I don't know where it is on my computer, and I can't find it. It's so dumb. Oh, I know. I think I know where it is. I think I know how to get it. There we go. I just didn't click the right thing. It was on a different page. Okay, now I can figure this out. Where is Kokomi? Here she is. Nope, she has negative crit rate stats. She was like negative 88 with 133 crit damage. What's her attack? Her attack is like 1,792. Her hydro damage bonus is like 28.8. Energy recharge is 179. What does her weapon do? I don't remember what this weapon does. I'm pretty sure it does like a healing bonus. I was like, it's probably for HP healing bonus, because that's her thing. Yeah, there we go. I found it. Is crit rate 75 with crit damage, 100 good. With weapon, I have 180.9 crit damage. I mean, yeah, because if you do a 1-to-2 ratio normally, so 1-to-2 ratio is by default, so you have 50 to 100, you already have more, so that's good. You have 75 to 100, so that's already better. So, yeah. Are any of my actually, I'm gonna look. Are any of my DPSs? No, that crit damage ratio is horrible. That's also very horrible. That's horrible. Okay, you're not, because you're shielders only. Nope. 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 Okay. Every DPS character I own, their crit damage stat is great, but their crit rate stat is horrible. It's like either in the 20 to 40 section, except for Ito, who has like a 52 crit rate, but it has a horrible crit damage ratio. So, this is not very good. Very not fun. That's what I learned. I do not like. So basically I quit the game because I couldn't do anything else for myself. You know, I go bed. You're headed to 4 hours. Okay, I will go to sleep then. Okay, so thank you guys for coming out to watch me start the Reverse 1999 update. Like I said, I enjoyed it so far, even though literally this is me watching one guy deal with grieving and also trying to watch Laplace put out some good results and reports for the Foundation. So that's very fun. Next week, we're gonna spend more time playing it. I've booked 2 days for us to finish it. If it takes us 2 days, if not, then we can do something else. And then Friday, we'll do the Wuwa update because that comes out then. And then because HSR comes out on the Tuesday, the following Tuesday, on the 14th. Since we already started playing Wuwa on Friday, we'll continue playing it, so we'll just push the HSR update later to play it. Which is good anyways, because then we can do the main story update, and then we can transition right away over to doing the collab, which is great. Michelle has 250 crit damage with 50 crit rate. Oh, that's good. See? Good ratio. Have a good night. Try to actually sleep this weekend. I will try my best. Dad, Nobu. Nobu is basically my dad. Even though I actually have a real dad. Our stream is ending. Rest, Mirai. Good night. Thanks for stream. Thank you. Drink lots of water. Thank you, Bachi. Rest well. Eat your eggs and rest well. Bye bye. See you later and sleep well. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that came today. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'll see you guys next week for our reverse. If not, I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye, guys. Bye bye.